Alright, and it looks like we're going to go ahead and be stepping into our first game of the night. Stream's laggy. Shock this. I think it's just you because I actually looks pretty good on my end, but just let me know if it continues or try refreshing just to double check. But we're going to go ahead and start the cast here. We've got Say No to Stem as the red Protoss. I love that name, actually. That's fantastic. It's spawning over here in the top left, and he is, let's check his stats, 699 wins and 334 losses, so a huge amount of Observer games played. That's a little over 1,000 games, if I'm doing the math. No, almost 1,000 games with a 67.7% win rate. In the bottom right, we have Divine J, our reserve player. He is 14-10 with a 58.3% win rate, so not nearly as many Obs games. However, he does state that he is in Diamond League. And we actually have Say No to Stem. We don't have a league on him, but I can only assume he's pretty good with that win rate and so many games behind it. So I would probably place him just in Diamond or maybe even Masters. And we'll see exactly what this game is going to have coming out of it. And going ahead and... If you're just now watching and if you're in the chat, Dr. Nubla says, Say No to Stem is my arch nemesis. I can never win against that guy, so he is known in the Obs community by a few of our regular stream viewers. And we've got the spawning pool just now dropping for Divine J. I believe that was a 14 pool, so pretty standard play all around. Looks like Say No to Stem is going to go ahead and be doing the Forge Fast Expand, which is what we see normally against Zerg, and we're just going to have to see whether or not it's going to be a 3-hash before gas, which of course is that heavy macro play, or actually there's going to be a pylon block here from Say No to deny the early hatchery by Divine J, so he will have to go ahead and break that down. Probably he's going to force a queen and some lings, if not force him to go ahead and go to the serve, but Say No to Stem is all over it, and will actually be denying that one as well. And you can see this guy looks like he wants to actually go ahead and expand to the third, but there will be none of that, as this pylon is going to be denying that as well. And this is so annoying for Zerg players when they can't get this early hatchery up, because now he's forced to make these links, he's forced to make this queen. He wants a hatchery right now, and he can't get it. Another pylon going down, going to be actually blocking both of these hatcheries, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this one actually get canceled at the last second. We'll leave it selected just to see. The Zerglings are already out, so this would actually just be a waste because it won't deny him too much more. And will we see it finish? Yes, we will. So he will go ahead and let that finish. He's got the forge already completed. Next is about halfway done. Gateway in production as well. Probably going to be dropping this cannon down very, very soon, and he will. So he's got that probe over there right now. A couple more Zerglings going to be knocking down that pylon. And of course, there probably will be a drone heading out. Yeah, there is actually a drone already on the field to take this hatchery as soon as it is destroyed. And so we will be seeing the big macro play from Divine J. He's not going to be doing any kind of like two-base aggression or anything like that. He is going ahead and getting this gas, but I don't think we're going to see anything too early from him. We'll keep an eye on that production tab and see exactly what he decides to do. And honestly, the ball is in Say No to Stem's court as opposed to what the big next play is. Will he take the early third? Will he go Immortal Sentry all in? Will he do some kind of gateway pressure? Cybernetic score just now dropping. And we'll see exactly what he decides to do with that. We've got the gas just now being mined for Divine J. Probably going to start to save up that 100 for the speed. And we do have a couple of links here. Going to just see what they can see. Try to take these watchtowers, get some map control. Overlord actually positioned quite well to see when this base is going to be coming up. I'm going to go ahead and skip that song because it's a little hardcore. And a lot of things going on in the chat about horniness and Koreans, and I just don't know what's going on there. So I got nothing to say about that. And it looks like we've got the, let's see, any hive tech coming up yet. There's the speed just now coming up for Divine J. It looks like he is just content to sit back and drone up right now. That is all he is really taking care of, getting out that second queen. And still, we do have the early robo for Say No to Stem. He is on that double gas and triple gas just now dropping. So it is looking like it's going to be a Immortal Sentry all-in, which of course is an incredibly strong build if executed properly. You really need to have the micro for it, you need to have the ABM for it, and you need to have the good decision making on the force fields for the sentries, or it can just fall to pieces. And if it comes too late, the Zerg can get Hydras or Mutas out in time to hold that off. And it looks like he actually is going to go ahead and make a complete wall up here. It's kind of an interesting play. I believe this is actually tight. So he might just be doing that to break out of the back rocks a little bit, as opposed to having to break down one of his own pylons. Because it does look like he wants this front gateway, or this front gate, completely secure, this front wall. 4 more gateways coming out, so this is pretty standard timing for Immortal Sentry, I believe. We do have the Observer coming out first here. I believe this is actually slightly off. Normally, the first thing that you do is start chrono boosting the Immortals, but it looks like he wants the research on the Observer first. And there's our first Immortal, and we probably will see a chrono boost on that. And there it is. And the Banhammer was introduced. How that goes / wow. Still don't know too much about what's going on with that. We do have the Roach Warren coming up for Divine J. Pretty standard plays on here. We got the Macro Hatch, the Roach Warren, Evolution Chamber selected. He's probably going to be starting there, just +1 armor there. And I will say this, if Divine J does not get out enough lings, which I honestly, the Immortal Sentry All-In is incredibly good, and Parting's got like a 70 or 80% win rate with it. Divine J knows what it is. Like, he's got this Overlord here. He sees the build. He's not going to be taken by surprise by it. But even if you're completely prepared for the build, you can still lose to it because it's just that strong. Like, you don't even need to be taking the Zerg by surprise. You just gotta roll up there and win with it. It's pretty crazy how it works like that. We're probably going to see, what is this, 6 gateways, 7 gateways. These will all pop out. Sentries, if I'm not mistaken. He's got a lot of minerals actually in the bank here. It's kind of an interesting that he's got so many, but I guess he's just going to be dumping them all right now as soon as these gateways finish. Turning into warp gates, and he will be busting out of this back wall. He's got his Zealot out here, going to go ahead and grab that map, and I don't see any pylon, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a warp prism being chrono boosted after this very last Immortal. And it's going to be Stalkers, so no sentries actually. It looks like he's going ahead and opting for the Stalkers. This is, like I said, a later Immortal Sentry All-In. This is actually not completely standard to the regular build of it. Obviously, there's no sentries, which is kind of a big deal. And we've got some guys kind of disagreeing here in the chat about exactly his decisions here. I will say that the Stalkers, this is a good push against mutas and early lings and that kind of a thing, and early roaches, because you've got the Stalkers to the DPS to the roaches, but there's no sentries. Okay, there is 4 sentries coming out now, but he's used all of his gas. These 4 sentries are really all he's going to have. I don't see, is there a warp prism? There's a warp prism here, so I think all he's going to be doing to reinforce this is just pure Zealot and Stalker. And we'll see exactly if he's going to be able to make this work. Keep in mind, he's very high level just based on his win, so we'll see what he's able to do. Going to be sniping some Overlords here, and it looks like he's going to do 1 more warp in. Probably going to be all Stalkers and Zealots, depending on what his gas looks like. There's a couple of Zealots around us up. But he's just going to try to make this push. Divine J's had all the time in the world to prepare for it. He's got 30 lings in production, and it's going to be interesting. These roaches are just, there's absolutely nowhere they're going to win to this army. He needs to go ahead and pull those back, and he will. He does have spines, but he might need more army. Going to be walling off the reinforcement there, but here's the wraparound by the lane. A pretty good amount of lings here, but he might need some more. I almost think that he's kind of losing his army piecemeal to this very strong push, and I think that's actually going to be a mistake. He had 30 guys, 30 lings being produced, but I'm not sure if that was the right decision to have them all attack at separate times like this, as opposed to letting them all come out. Because now he's only got not really enough lings to take this army out. Look at this, they will all come out. Of course, the reinforcements from the Warp Prism are going to be plenty to go ahead and take this base out. Here comes the rest of the lings. He needs more roaches. He needs more lings. And now, Say No to Stim has got a really great position. He's not going to really easily get surrounded. Okay, the ling's coming out now, but 1 force field is going to stop a lot of them from attacking at once. He will be forced to retreat once again. Like I said, Divine J had all the time in the world to prepare for this push, but it's just such a strong push. And look at this, really great positioning so that he can't be attacked from all sides. Garm Fox with a no, he knows just how painful this kind of a push is. But he actually is going to lose his army because of the concave of the roaches. I think Say No to Stim was expecting lings, and instead he was met with roaches. Some good focus fire on the Immortals, and this army looks like will be rebuked just barely. Divine J, I'm going to have to give you props for that, man. That was a very good play, but of course, look at this. Say No to Stim already has an operational third base, so I don't even think that this push was designed to win the game. I think it was meant because of how it was designed to take out this base, and that was it. And the rest of it was meant to actually just do the damage that it could, but it was not meant to win because of this base here. And look, he's already got it secure with these gates. Really nice wall placement here by these gateways. Some Zealots being warped in as well to go ahead and take the position on that base. And this Zealot kind of sees everything, and he's just futilely flailing his little arms around, trying to kill this entire army single-handedly. But of course, that's not going to happen. He's running back to base, trying to tell everyone what's happening. But the Zerglings are just going to run right on past that army. Really good play here, I think. Oh my gosh, clutch reinforcements by Say No to Stem, making most of these Zerglings completely useless. That would have been an awesome play by Divine J. Probably could have snagged 4 or 5 drone kills at least. But now all of that is going to just be... This is just going to be attacking these warp gates, none of them even taking any hull damage, and I don't think that Divine J is going to be able to take this game back now. GG's being called in the chat, but we'll see exactly what he is able to do with this small gateway army. He needs to go ahead and reinforce that with Immortals. There they are now. Just Stalkers and Zealots. Pretty good, especially because Divine J is trying to remacro at the same time, and he's forced to make all of these units as instead, but he's going to try and get the surround. These Stalkers actually will die, getting caught a little bit early. He really needed that Zealot buffer, so it looks like Divine J may be in an okay position to take this, but he's going to have to kite these Zealots, and there's so many of them. All of these Lings are going to die almost immediately. One Immortal in the map, already got 5 kills on it, so if Divine J doesn't go ahead and pull back now, they'll probably lose the majority of this army. He needs to try to focus that Immortal if he can, but these Zealots actually going to swing right around, and these Roaches will be completely destroyed in a matter of seconds. I think he might actually be able to get this Immortal. Couple more hits. There's not enough Stalkers, and he will actually kill the Immortal. That will make this push incredibly weaker. Much more weak, I think, is actually the right way to English there. But still getting Overlords picked off. Divine J doesn't have a lot to defend with. Of course, the 3 base already completely saturated, or almost completely saturated by Say No to Stem. And actually another Warp Prism Drop in the main here. Just tons and tons of Zealots. Really good play. I don't know what he's going to be able to do. Divine J making a lot of Lings, pulling his Roaches back to try to hold this off. Not really taking out any workers. Well, 17 workers killed. That was, I believe, the majority of those from that 3rd base. So he needs to try to at least do a little bit of kiting. Roaches will not do very well against Zealots one-on-one because they don't do quite the DPS that they need. He just needs to kite there. That's all he needs to do. No work is at the 3rd, like someone is pointing out here in the chat. Definitely a mistake there. He's actually got a 3rd and a 4th, but he's got no workers in either of them. If you take a look at the units, we've actually got 56 to 68. Not often that you see the Protoss with the worker advantage. This Observer seeing everything that's going on at the 3rd base, and it looks like Say No to Stem is just content to tech on up. He's getting that 2nd Robo, he's getting the robotics base, so he wants that double Colossus production as soon as he can. Divine Evil echoing the same thing, that tech is definitely going to be falling behind. He's got the layer tech, but he doesn't have a Spire, and he doesn't have Infestors. Both of those are incredibly good against this kind of composition. He'll definitely need that Spire once the Colossus are out so he can get the Corruptors incredibly effective versus those Colossus. But it looks like he's just going to try to make a push. Say No to Stem doesn't quite have enough units here to defend, but this Warpin will clean that up no problem. And Divine J is going to be forced to fall back once again. Supplies relatively even here, but it's the tech that's really telling the story. Say No to Stem has Blink completed already. Double Colossus are going to be coming out, and just take a look at the minerals. Divine Stem actually floating quite a lot. Nothing in production. There's 2 Colossus, so a little bit of micro as opposed to the macro that we do have this drop, or this Warp Prism look like it's ready to make a drop. I wouldn't be surprised if he just go into Warp Mode and then just flood with Zealots like he did in the main to try to take out as many drones that he can. Looks like he's going to be content to go ahead and just zip over to the 3rd. 4th being taken by Say No to Stem, almost denied by this Zergling, but it was not. Here's the actual Warp Prism ready to go, going back into transport mode. Going to go ahead and knock that Zergling out. So it looks like he doesn't want any of this. There's too much defense. Spore Crawler just barely not having the DPS it needs to take that out. And I'm going to take just a second to say hello to everyone in the stream. We've got a couple of new guys, 7 stream viewers now, so if y'all are in this Obs game, I hope you're enjoying the casting. If you're just checking out the stream, feel free to type and talk. We've got some guys in here. Florencio, what's up? Shockfist, Cacoctus, Cacotus, I know, hanging out. Happy to see all of you guys here. My co-caster Mendo will be back probably very soon from his play rehearsal, so that is cool. So it looks like Divine J is actually going to be slowly getting himself back into this game with this 4th base. A really good play here, but this is all Warp Gate army, all Gateway tech, but Divine J really doesn't have the army that he needs to hold this off. 4 Infestors coming, but there's really not enough now. Say No to Stem is just going to brute force his way through with just Gateway army. All of these Roaches absolutely not going to be able to last against the army value. Just taking a look at this, it is actually 91 to just 64. And it's almost all Infestors. Infestors, of course, good when backed up with Roaches and Lings, bad by just themselves. And the probes at the fourth fork are actually going to get denied there. But it doesn't even matter. One Infestor getting sniped, another one will be. I don't think, come on, Fungal, no Fungals at all. Colossus, I believe, should be at the main. He's got 4 Colossus. He's not even using them. Just got the gateway tech. Bad micro behind the Infestors. They just kind of ran out. They're all going to get sniped. Some Fungals going down on the Stalkers, but no Infested Terran. There they are now, but I think it's too little too late. I really don't see Divine being able to hold this push off. A few more Infestors on the field. Gonna go ahead and get a pretty good Fungal on all of those Zealots. All they wanted to do was cuddle, but it looks like the Stalkers were having none of it. 2 Infestors about to die. One goes down. Another one will surely follow. And I don't know what Divine J can really do against all of this gateway aggression. That's all you need, guys. Just take a look at it. You just need 1, 7, 11, 12, 13 gateways, something like that, and that is all you need to win the game. Divine J with a GG, not able to hold off that really cool play there, but I say no to Stim, so it wasn't really it wasn't like a true Century Immortal all-in, it was just kind of almost a delayed push with 3 Immortals. It wasn't even really with Sentries. Tosses made for people with downs after that 1 Century, so say no to Stim. Not happy with the skill cap on the toss, but that's okay. Good game, guys. Anyone here? Check out the stream. So what is going on, guys? I think I'll hop in the next game and play in a HOTS all day. Kokoda sounds cool. We're actually, me and Mendo and I should say. Let me go ahead. Twitch.tv/McDominate and casting all of these games.
Good job, Jacob.
Thanks, bro. It looks like nobody here is really wanting to play. I don't really know what this Gathfox guy is talking about, but that's fine. And we've got a couple extra guys in here. But it looks like nobody's going to play. So, well, okay, Divine J is going to be going ahead and hopping back in. Gosu J here in the stream. Hello and welcome. I would assume that that's also Divine J. Ah, gotcha. But anyhow, everybody's opinions are completely their own, and that is fine. Dom, I can't find your stream. It should just be twitch.tv/McDominate is the stream. Got about 8 viewers at the moment. So apparently some guys, Alright guys, we've got another game. It's actually going to be a rematch between Say No to Stim and Divine J. Say No to Stim actually going to go ahead and play off race because he wants to. What did he say he was going to play? Yeah, Terran, because he wants to give the other guy a little bit more of a fighting chance. He outclassed him all game last time, so he's going to play a little bit something different. Of course, if we check the stats, he just got his 700th win in the Obs game, so he has 67.7% win rate here, and he is going to be playing as the Red Terran. In the bottom right, it is Say No to Stim. And over here in the top left, we've got Divine J playing as the Green Zerg. He's 14-11 in Obs games. However, he is a Diamond League player. He had a really good game last game, but he just didn't have the army prepared necessary to hold off the push that Say No to Stim made at that 2-base timing. It was quite a good play by Say No to Stim, and we'll see exactly what happens this game. looks like I said, Mendo Sim going to be off racing, playing as Terran. He states that he's horrible at it, but of course that probably means he's just Masters League or something like that. And you know how people are. Taking a sip of water really quickly, so not a whole lot going on in the beginning of the game here. Going ahead and getting that production tab up. We do have 9 guys in the stream now. Still can't find it. I'm sorry to hear that, Moon. We've got MKE. I can't really pronounce your name because it's just a series of letters, man, but welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy the casting. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Looks like one of our guys that's in here can't find the stream. Guess it's not live on mobile. And that is going to be that. And it looks like Mendo Sim was about to try to deny this hatchery, but he didn't actually get the SCV over there in time. So Divine J will get that hatchery as soon as he wants it, in contrary to last game where he was actually denied both of his hatcheries early and had to produce some wings to actually take out the pylons that were placed down by Mendo Sim. Mendo Sim going ahead and getting that command centers first. The lag god conspires against you, perhaps, mayhaps, indeed. Talking weird because why not? And it looks like we're just going to have the command center first here. No barracks yet. It will be scouted. I believe this drone will be going to... he's actually going to kite him around a little bit because he's actually on the attack path. So Mendo Sim denying that scout here. Good little play, actually. He realized that it was following him and is going ahead and taking him on a merry goose chase. And of course, he's just kind of looping around one more time. Of course, Divine J wasn't really paying attention. It looks like he was just macroing his little heart out at home. So once again, like I said, good play there by by Mendo Sim. Looks like a third will be coming up here. And he rallied this drone over here and then didn't actually do anything with it. And look at that, he actually hid the drone because he saw that Mendo was going to scout it, and he held that drone back. So now Mendo Sim doesn't actually know that that third is already down. He may actually be preparing for more of an aggressive play, which you normally see when there's only 2 hatcheries coming up for the Zerg player. So we'll see exactly how he reacts to that. Of course, this SCV is still in the main here, and let's see if it's en route. It's not en route yet to the third. We'll see exactly where he decides to take that. The Ling's about to come out, so this SCV's life is short if he decides to stick around. More drones coming out. I believe he's going to go ahead and try to scout this third. He probably will, and he'll see it about halfway done, so he'll know the timing on that. No problem. Orbital command almost done for Mendo Sim here at home. Barracks is just now finishing up. Got a couple of Marines being produced. And, God, that Divine, that joke was terrible. It was terrible, and I loved it. So the SCV now getting chased by the Zergling. And I believe this SCV will just barely make it home. Of course, he really won't be able to get back into the base without... I think he's just going to have to stand right here and get shot at. Okay, the Lings actually are going to... Oh, he almost... Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. I thought he was actually going to get in. That would have been absolutely terrible. But say no to Stim's got that supply depot micro, pushing that R button like a champ. Third hatchery just now finishing up for Divine J over here. Continuing to just drone on up. We've got the factory in production for Mendo Sim. Reactor going to be finishing just in time for this guy to float over there. Wouldn't be surprised to see this barracks go ahead and lift up. And there it goes. Factory almost done. It will be, of course, placed right on here onto this reactor. He put this tech at the back of the base so that these Zerglings wouldn't see it coming out, and he'll actually go ahead and put this barracks here. So Divine J actually won't know that this Hellion harass is coming, and so far all he's got 3 queens, and he's got a couple of Lings here, but he's only got, I believe, 6 Lings on the field with 2 more in production, and 5 Lings, and that's it. I mean, he's droning, and that is all he's doing right now. So if he doesn't decide to actually maybe pick up another queen or do something a little bit more than just a single spine crawler, he may actually find himself in trouble to these Hellions, depending on how many Stim is going to get out before moving out. It looks like he's got a 5th and 6th queued up, so he may actually go ahead and queue up all 6 before revealing his hand here, and then just shoot right across the map and try to see what kind of damage he can do. And if Divine J doesn't get any kind of a scout on it, he will be taken by surprise and probably get a lot of damage. Now, 2 Evo chambers going up here to kind of create a pseudo wall. Good play here, and actually 1 Ling will scout these Hellions coming out, so 20 Zerglings in production. As soon as he scouted those, went ahead and created plenty of Lings, going ahead and getting Supply Depot, making a good wall here, so I like this play. It's a very good play by Divine J. However, it leaves his third very, very vulnerable to a Hellion harass, and he may lose all of these drones because of it. Only one Spine Crawler and one King here to hold up. We'll see exactly what happens there. All of these lanes are here, and the speed is done. Of course, Sano is going to be following this up with double Banshees. So he has two starports somewhere or another. Double starport there. And here comes the Hellions now. We'll lose this first one. Got a couple of drones there. I think just two so far. Just one drone so far. So these Hellions definitely not paying for themselves yet, but he will use them for the map control. It looks like he's going to go ahead and try to zip them in natural. But of course, this wall just being completed. That's not secure at all. Divine can put him right in. So now all of these drones are being A-moved into the Hellions. What are you doing? You need to run them away. He actually lost so many drones there. He lost 6 workers. He didn't even need to engage there. He could have just pulled those drones away and attacked with the Lings, but he decided against it. And look at this. 2 Banshees close, almost done. There's no spores anywhere. Only a single queen. This third will almost definitely be destroyed if he decides not to make any spore crawlers. Or if he only has the one queen there. I don't even think the other queen can get to the space in time because there's no creep connecting them. And these rocks haven't been broken down yet. Banshee's just now moving in, I believe. That's only 2 on the field. 2 more on the field, so 4 on the field total. He's actually got those cloaked on accident because he's throwing them all in the same control group. I would assume, yes, he does. He needs to go ahead and decloak theirs. There he goes. And it looks like that queen will die immediately. This Spore Crawler, no way in hell that Spore Crawler is actually going to be finishing. The Purifier. Welcome to the stream, man. I don't think I've seen you around before, but I hope you're enjoying the cast and everything. So Hellions coming in. They're going to be just wrapping these drones right up as he tries to get them transferred over. 4 Banshees on the field now. Divine J only got 1 Spore Crawler. He needs probably 3 or 4 to hold off 4 Banshees. The queen dying almost immediately. Another Spore Crawler coming up, but it's too little too late. So it looks like Sano to Stim may actually be able to take this game. I'm not sure yet. Don't quote me on that, folks, but he may be able to take this game with just 4 Banshees. I actually think that the damage here with the Banshees and Hellions is going to be a little too much. And he's not damaging. Okay, he was actually targeting an egg there. He actually missed micro that, meant to be targeting that queen. I thought it was glitch or something, but he actually lost a Banshee there, if I'm not mistaken, because of that bad target. So this Spore Crawler finishes, and he could have done much, much more than that. Look at this. There's one Hellion. All of his dreams came true, and then it was quickly silenced by that one Zergling rolling into that mineral line, completely oversaturated. Could have killed so many drones, but a good hold there by Divine, and more, actually a lot less damage than I thought was going to happen, mainly due to that bad micro. Like he should have tried to focus that queen and then maybe the spores, but he missed micro on the egg. But he does have, as it was just pointed out, 5 command centers, so 3 command centers in production. Of course, that's because I believe he was microing these Banshees so hard. He's got 5 Banshees, a few Terrans, some Zerglings trying to counterattack here. But I think he was just microing these so much that he just pulled up a bunch of minerals. So he's actually got 2,000 in the bank. He did say earlier that his Terran was not very good. Of course, because this is an off race, you don't macro your off races very well. Of course, he's playing much better than I've ever played Terran in my life because I am a Protoss player. But we'll see exactly what he does with all of this money, trying to get that production up. Looks like he's happy to just go with expansions in mech. So he's got 4 factories en route now. Of course, 2 starports in the back that have been producing these Banshees all game. But Divine J, don't count him out just yet. I thought there was a little bit more damage going to be done by that push, but he was able to hold it off relatively easily. Taking a look at the workers killed, 18 killed, so he definitely did not get out with no damage. But taking a look at the numbers here, it's 66 to 50, so he still has an advantage. I don't know if he should stop Banshee production or not. Obviously, they're going to be good against these roaches that are just literally sitting here dying. Divine J needs to go ahead and pull those out of there. Looks like he was macroing a little bit too much and he forgot about these roaches. He was going to try to deny a third, but there was no third to be denied. It's just going to be 5 orbitals, and he's just going to keep them in the base. Of course, there's no burrow and there's no roach speed, so these Banshees flying a little bit faster than these roaches can run away. I believe he will actually lose all of these roaches, and this mass Banshee play is actually going to be pretty good. I believe that there will be more and more Spore Crawlers in production. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like he'd be better off just going for Hydras, just because static defense is so unreliable and there's nothing that you can do with it after it's been made. But of course, with 2 spores and 2 queens here, going to be able to hold this off no problem. Going to be forced to pull all of those Banshees out of there. And Divine J still has the base advantage here. I think his tech is slowly catching up as well. He's got the Infestors on the way. Of course, the GG Festers, everyone's favorite unit. going to be coming up here shortly for Divine. And it looks like we don't really see too much more. The mech just now coming up. Siege Tech on the way. Armory on the way. Infernal putting under that blue flame for the Hellions so that they can rush in and do so much more damage to the drones. GG Festers indeed, man. And it looks like we're just now going to be getting the third for Mendo to Stem. We've got another couple of guys here. Oops, wrong window. Got another couple of guys here in the chat. Hello and welcome. I hope you're enjoying the casting. Let me know what you think. And we'll just go from there. So, going to be, is there no neural parasite, just more infestors coming out. All he needs is that fungal and those infested Terran, of course. So not much of an army for Divine J, but he's going to go ahead and push out with it and see if he can stop this third from getting saturated. Another command center coming out for Say No. Missile turrets all over the place, so he doesn't want any kind of corruptors or broodlords attacking here, but actually what he doesn't know is that it's just a ground army. No mutas, just roaches and lings. That command center wasn't actually even canceled. A couple of banshees attacking up here as well. You can see it on the mini-map. They're certainly cleaning up all of those SCVs. Roaches in here pretty good. Gonna siege up these tanks, but will he be able to get... He needs to move up close to them. He's gonna lose all of these roaches if he doesn't move those forward. Banshees coming out. This, once again, denied. Nice cancel and rebuild. I actually missed that. Okay, it must have happened up there with Divine J. Just barely managing to get that cancel, but these infestors immediately getting taken out by these Banshees. Banshees paying for themselves by having pretty good numbers, but the Lings are getting in here. No, he's actually going back to attack these, and that will definitely get all of those Lings killed immediately. He should have tried to just continue attacking those SCVs, but he got pulled into that with the A move against the, what are these things called again? Hellions. That's the name of them. And then we've got the Thors coming out en masse. We've got, what, 4 at a time, 3 at a time coming out there. And the Say No is continuing to just macro. He's got a 4th base. No SCVs. They're taking a look at the damage. He was able to kill 19 SCVs with that push, so I'd say it was definitely a good play by Divine J. He's got a supply lead now, continuing to do more damage actually. Infestors doing damage all over to these SCVs. Take a look at this. 27 workers killed, blasting up from the 17 before, so Divine J may actually be getting himself further and further ahead. Good play with the burrowed infestors here. They will all get killed, but the damage was already done. More infested Terran doing just a little bit more damage. Some of these SCVs getting targeted down. This orbital command already in the orange. He'll probably have to repair that just to keep it up. And then another huge run by just Lings. And look at this. This depot is actually down. All of these Lings getting into the base. This could be a really great play by Divine J. I don't really know if Say No to Stem's got much of an answer to this. The Banshees are good, but there's not enough DPS on them. These SCVs getting taken out. More and more SCVs dying by the boatload. 46 now killed. There's so much damage being done by Divine J. Kanzi may be losing that bet this time, man. You put it all on black, and red is going to be the winner here, but actually red's losing, but that's okay. Just a gambling reference. So this will get cleaned up by the Banshees. Once again, the Banshees paying for themselves in a sense that they're cleaning this up, but I think they, like Divine Evil is saying, he's kind of overcommitted to them, and they're not doing themselves a lot of good because there's so many spore crawlers and everything here. And Divine J is just happy to just continue making these small these small armies of infested Ling Roach and attacking with them, keeping Say No to Stem on the back foot. Say No understands that he is definitely in behind and falling more and more behind by the second, so he's going to just take his small mech army and probably try to attack this 4th or 3rd. But honestly, mech is not very strong in small numbers. Like, Bio is much better because it's so mobile, but mech can easily get surrounded, and the Banshees will be pretty good here, but the damage really just won't be there. I don't believe this Professor having the worst day ever. He took the wrong road home, and he got killed, y'all. He just died. And that's okay. So the Thor is going to go ahead and march right on up, but we've got, it looks like we're going to try to do a little bit of us around these Banshees. Of course, look, there's the fungal going ahead and snagging 2 of those. Thor is going ahead and going to just try to focus fire the hatchery down. Not a bad play. Divine J, I don't know what he's doing. He's got all of his army right here just to get shot at. I think, was there something else he was microing? I don't really know, but he just let that hatch go down. And it's just 5-6 Thors. I don't really know why he's not just attacking them. Honestly, that's not very many. You could just surround them with these Lings and Roaches and probably take them out. But Say No to Stem is going ahead and crawling right back into this game. He's killing some drones. He was able to kill, looks like 25 total. But look at this. He's going to actually have a pretty good concave, but I think he should have attacked him while he was still in the base. But these swords definitely will all die. Infester, bungling them in place, and they will all immediately go down. But these Banshees still managing to do a little bit of damage. think, I don't see it. Yeah, that Infestor getting taken out. So one fungal there, but not, he actually doesn't have anything that shoots up, just relying on those Infestors to shoot air. No Hydras, like I said, were made in this game by him. But he's going to just run ahead, take this army, and try to run right into the 3rd or 4th, I believe. Not a bad play. He's got a lot of Hellions here, but the Hellions won't be very good against these Roaches. Banshee's the only answer that he has against those Roaches. And once again, a huge swell of Infestors going to be following this up. Zergling's dying almost immediately because of all of the Blue Flame Hellions. But Divine Jade is just going to focus on this Planetary Fortress. Don't know if that's the absolute best. I don't think it was the best play, so Divine Jade's going to be forced to retreat here. He's got all of these Infestors coming up in the back. He needs to go ahead and just attack these Hellions, because they really don't do a lot of damage. The Infestors, if they can snipe these Banshees, that'll be good, because they're definitely both in the low. One fungal may actually do it, and it will. So one good fungal there, chaining and killing all of those Banshees. Only Hellions on the field. Hellions are not that great against the Roaches. Pretty good against the Infestors, but we'll see exactly what he's able to do. Looks like he's going to just aim with these Hellions in. Definitely not the best play. He's going to find himself dying to these Roaches, but Divine Jade's just going to run right on past him. I don't know why he didn't decide to just kill those Hellions. Hellions are actually going to be able to follow up and do a lot of damage to these Infestors. He needs to burrow them or something. He's going to lose all these Infestors. The Roaches moving into the main. Infestors dying in droves. Infested Terran being spit out, but it's a little late on that if you ask me. Divine J not making the absolute best decision in my opinion, but that's okay, because it looks like he's still doing plenty of damage to this main. Roach is pretty good regardless of what stage you're in the game. This command center trying to morph into a Planetary Fortress, but I don't think it's going to finish. Well, it will finish, but just barely. All of the infrastructure in the main being taken out. Not a whole lot Mendo can really do. What's the Obies in mid dropping? Man, your guess is as good as mine. I don't even think they have it. Mendo with the bled. He's not too happy with it. Told you I was terrible with the GG from Mendo. And Divine J on the rematch is going to go ahead and get the revenge that he's always wanted. And that will be that for that game. So we've got GG coming out there. It was a good game to watch. I really enjoyed it. We've got 12 viewers now. So hello, we've got Ace, we've got Divine Evil in here. I hope you've been enjoying it. Divine Evil going to be first. Divine J, I can only assume they're friends with names like that. Shockfist, Purifier, Gosu J in here. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying the stream and the casting. Get out of here, Windows Updates. I don't need you. I'm going to take a sip of my water. Little do I know that my phone is actually exploding with text messages, and half of them are super important. And I'm not going to worry about any of them. So I'm going to cast this next game. Didn't realize I was so low on cast. Random, you bastard, of course. It looks like Divine Evil rolling with that random. I think he actually got the race that he wanted because he was confused. And Divine J is going to be our green Zerg in the top left. Playing that last game, he is a diamond level Zerg. He's 15 and 11 in Obs. And he was with a very good game last game, playing against the off-race Mendo. And he made the good plays. Had some questionable decisions, but it didn't matter. His macro carried him through. In the bottom right, we've got the purple Zerg, Divine Evil. Like I said, I can only assume these guys are buddies. Hopefully they have the stream muted so that they don't hear everything that I'm talking about, because that would be kind of lame. Stream sniping is lame, you guys. Don't do it. And we just are going to be going into this game. Divine Evil actually has 61 and 27 for Obs, 69.3% win rate. Says he's in Gold League. Pretty good win rate for a Gold Leaguer, so we'll see exactly what he's able to do here. And we've got some more guys in the chat. What's up, Rockopotamus? Of course, that is one of my real life friends, and he's trolling, and that's okay. Some things happening in the chat, but I'm not keeping up with it. So we're just going to see the beginning of the ZVZ. Of course, ZVZ is a razor-thin matchup where it really makes a big difference on when you drop your pool and who gets their hatchery first and who gets Banelings and all of that, simply because of the way that the mirror matchup works, where having one more Zergling can change an entire fight and different things like that. No rush 10 minutes, lol, coming out from Divine Evil. Divine J with a raffle, of course he'll agree to it, and then rush, no problem, because that's just how it works. Anybody who's tried that will know. And Mendo going to go ahead and leave the game, disgusted after that defeat, I'm sure. ZVZ plus Banelings equal profit. Kanzi, you pretty much got the equation all figured out. All you need is Banelings. Only second to all you need is love, of course. I'll write the new song soon. Divine Evil going to be dropping that extractor. It looks like Divine J, actually, I'm just going to call these guys J and Evil because it'll make it a little bit easier on me. But he's got the spawning pool first, but he's not really doing anything with it. I don't see any lings in production, so I don't know why. Like, if you get the earlier pool, I feel like you need to capitalize on it, but I guess it was more for defense than anything else. But still, it's going to set him economically slightly behind Evil because of this delayed pool. It's going to give him a little bit more time to macro up, and you can see that here. Well, I guess not, but, well, there goes everything I said. Well, okay, we've got the earlier hatchery there, so I'm not completely wrong, guys. I promise I'm not a total scrub. Just trust me on that one. So we do have the 2 queens coming up. Divine J's hatchery a little bit behind because of that earlier spawning pool. And we've got the double queen in production now for Evil. And we'll see exactly. It looks like both of these guys are macroing up. So a lot of times in ZVZ you see one guy try to do the macro and the other guy try to do the aggression. But this time around, looks like both of these guys are going to be playing out for the macro. So we're not going to see, looks like a pretty passive game here. Speed just now starting for Evil. Of course, Jay's going to be trying to get that as soon as he pops this 100, I would assume. And there it goes indeed. And so we're going to see, looks like pretty similar builds. Evil's just a little bit more economically oriented. And Jay's was a little bit more defense oriented with the earlier pool. But both of these guys are just, that's all they're doing. How come I have a feeling they're trash talking oversight kanji? It's almost guaranteed that that's probably exactly what they're doing. And it looks like they're, like I said, they're just going to be playing a macro game here. So not a whole lot to talk about. We'll see what's going on in the chat. Shockfist is disappointed with Rock because already he is trolling up that chat. But like I said, guys, everybody that's joining, thank you so much for checking out the stream. We've got 11 guys in here. I'm so happy that we're kind of filling up this chat. It always makes me happy to see a lot of guys in here. So I hope you're enjoying it. If you have any, actually let me know if you guys feel that the music is okay and that kind of a thing. We've been testing out how we feel about music in the background versus no music at all. Evil actually with some lings here in the base, trying to do a little bit of damage if he can, a little bit of scouting. These queens denying this harass pretty well. I don't believe any drones will kill. No workers killed there so far. One ling was killed. He's actually, yeah, he missed that inject, so that's not a bad play because of the delayed injects there. But of course, if Evil is missing his injects as well, then it won't really pay off. This looks like he's on point. So a good play there. He actually got all the scouting information that he could have wanted. He saw the timing on the banling nest, and of course, Evil does not have a banling nest of his own. So, or excuse me, yeah. Evil does not have the banling nest. Jay does. These names are a little bit confusing. Sorry about that, guys. But Purple looks ahead. I'd have to agree economically that Purple is definitely ahead. You can see that there, 41 to 34. Like I said, opening with that more macro-oriented play is going to get you that drone lead. And, of course, if you check the income tab, he will be slightly ahead, which is a bigger deal than you think in these mirror matchups. Getting that double Evo chamber, getting that Roach Warren. But Jay is making these banelings, and I think he wants to be aggressive with this early banling nest and these lings. But honestly, he's not going to get a whole lot out of it because the Roach Warren is going to finish. And of course, Evil's got a view on everything with these Overseers, or Overlords, excuse me. And he's got the wall already completely made here. And he actually backed up that queen a little bit, just too much there. He's trying to position it perfectly, and he actually misplaced it just a little bit, running into the drone line. Drone's forced to aim move against these lings. Never what you want to do. And it looks like he will keep both of these queens alive, but just taking a look at the workers killed, Jay was actually able to squeeze out 5 workers killed there. Lings now coming out for Evil, as well as the Roaches. Only, I'm sorry, I'm going to put this back on production. So it looks like the Roach Warren now coming up for Jay as well, but he could have done a little bit more damage, but that definitely was not a bad play. Taking a look here, it's going to bring this down to a slightly more manageable level, but still a 10 drone lead for Evil. Of course, the double upgrade is going to be playing a pretty major role too. Jay only able to afford 1 upgrade at a time right now. He's just got that armor. He will finish the armor a little bit before the double upgrades are done for Evil. But it really, Evil is definitely ahead at this point, regardless of the fact that their supplies are even. Evil going to go ahead and make a little counterattack here. Going to bring these lings in and see what kind of damage he can do. Try to maybe force the cancel on these spines, but the higher roach count definitely going to be playing a big role here. But the defensive spine crawler and queen will probably push this push back. And yeah, I don't think Evil actually going to be able to do a whole lot there. Some transfuses going down to save those roaches. Speed not done for either of these players. Layer Tech coming up right now for Evil. I don't believe Jay has Layer Tech finished. Yeah, no, Layer Tech actually coming up a little bit before for Jay. Evil's is about halfway done, so we could see the Roach upgrades coming out a little bit earlier for Jay, and there is speed. And that will be a pretty big part if he decides to engage with a large roach force, because Evil's roaches won't be able to run away in time. So it just depends on exactly what plays these guys are going to make. Who's going to take their third hatchery first is also going to be a big deal, because it's so hard to defend that third against these quick, mobile ground armies with the Ling Roach. And Kanzi alone in the chat, Moonlight with a broken heart. Moonlight, I'm sure you can keep him company, man. Do what you can. He's alone in the chat. We've lost one of our other guys. So Spire Tech actually coming up for Evil. I don't think we've seen any Spire Tech or anything else like that coming up for J. I believe Alt B will bring up the Buildings tab. No, that's the betting. Let's check on the Buildings tab. There's a way to pull it up. It is Supply Grid, Structure Grid, Alt Y. So this is kind of cool. You can see all of the things that are happening. Infestation kits in production for both of these players now. But like I said, no Spire or anything like that for Divine J, so he may actually be taken by surprise. Third hatchery coming up for Evil as well, and it just depends on what kind of mutaplay he wants to make. It looks like this Overseer, will it see the Spire? Spire's all the way in the back of the base. He needs to try to take it. He's got it selected, but he's just kind of letting it get shot up by the Queen. There he goes. He's gonna, I believe, I wish I could see vision. He definitely sees the Spire, so he has got the information that he needs. He's probably going to make some spores. I wouldn't be surprised to see them at the main and the natural. We'll see exactly how he decides he wants to defend against that Spire. He saw the timing of it with that Overseer. Hopefully he was paying attention. He had it selected, so I can only assume. It looks like that the best defense is, of course, a good offense. He's going to run... I'm sorry, that is actually the wrong guy's color. That was just Evil, so... the best defense, actually, guys, is just defense, and that's what Evil is going to do here. And it looks like both of these guys are happy to just sit out at the front of their bases. Let's see if we see any mutas going to be coming out for Evil. Nothing in production yet, so he made the Spire, but he's not quite doing anything with it. Just 15, 20, 22 roaches in production. So Evil's going to go ahead and see that you're going to see that supply jump there, and drones still coming out for both players. But we're going to see exactly upgrades all across the board. A lot of a really passive game, honestly. There's a little bit of engagements early, some worker skill, but only 5. So honestly, not a lot going on in this game. It looks like both of these guys honestly playing a little bit more like a PvP, where you just kind of sit back and max your armies and then bash the other guy's head in with your max army about halfway through the game. So they're actually coming up a little bit earlier for Divine Evil. He will be able to get that saturated a little bit earlier. Let's take a look at the drone count here. So 66 for Jay. So it looks like that more passive play is actually favoring Jay. I actually missed just how many were being made by Jay there. But it looks like Divine Evil, even though he started with that macro play, he's kind of started gearing up for army and is neglecting the drones. So 70 drones now, the optimal drones being made for Jay. I'd actually put him a little bit in the lead at this point. Because, I mean, he made that. The Spire was made, but he hasn't done anything with it. Spore Callers being made to defend here against that Spire, so it will continue to not do a whole lot. Divine Jay's got all the drones that he wants for this game. And while I believe the army is actually favoring... Yeah, the army is going to favor Jay as well. So Divine Evil doesn't have a lot to go off of here. He needs to go ahead and drone up, and he will. But if he decides to attack, he may have a little bit of an advantage. Once again, taking a look at these numbers. So, okay, the army supply for Evil is definitely in the lead because of how he's been doing this. But, like I said, the economy for Jay is so ahead right now that I'm not sure. Well, this whole army actually may get surrounded. Good play here. He's going to actually surround all of the roaches of Jay. I don't believe Burrow is done. Burrow is only halfway done, so we can't even burrow these guys and get them out of there. Zergling's going to try to engage a little bit, but he's going to run the back. So it looks like Evil, even though he's behind in the economy, he may be able to do a lot of damage with this push. A lot of defense coming up for Jay, but he's got all those drones. And I can't believe that he actually didn't even saturate this third. So even though he's ahead in the drones, he's not making the decisions, man. You got to get those bases saturated as soon as you can. Good fungal here, covering a lot of those roaches. Going to be doing some good preliminary damage, but there's so many roaches here, it won't even matter. And while I thought Jay was in the lead because of his economy, it looks like Evil was satisfied to just go ahead and max out and just rush it, man. And look, all of these roaches doing massive amounts of damage. This third definitely will be taken out if he decides to focus it, but he keeps going back up this ramp. I think he needs to take about half of these guys and try to take out that hatchery because he's actually going to be losing some. There he goes, now focusing it, 3-shotting that hatchery. Divine J with the roaches here are going to try to defend this wall as best as he can, but he doesn't have a lot. He has plenty of minerals, but he doesn't have the larva anymore. I don't think he's been making those injects. You can see the energy on these queens, both pretty high. Macro hatch not doing a whole lot either. He needs the larva, and he doesn't have it. He needs the gas, and he doesn't have that either. So it looks like Divine Evil has definitely got a commanding lead now. About 60 supplies in the lead almost. Third base completely saturated for Evil, going ahead and getting these gases saturated as well. Macro Hatch coming up for Evil as well. Jay doesn't have a lot left to offer to this game. He needs to try to max up on these roaches, but I don't think he's going to be able to. Let's take a look at the upgrades. 2-2 for both players, so it won't even matter who's got the upgrade advantage. It looks like Evil just going to max out on these roaches and go ahead and attack, but for some reason, even though he's got a vastly superior number of roaches, he's going to go ahead and back out. So keep in mind, I think these guys are friends in real life, but now he's actually got a superior position. The concave, pretty good. All of these roaches attacking at once. Jay's roaches melting away before his very eyes. Evil is going ahead and steamrolling through this army, and I don't know what Jay is going to be able to have to back this up. 8 more roaches in production, but that's not a lot. Divine Evil is just taking this game by force. He's just going to brute force his way right on through, and it looks like he's going to go ahead and pull back. He knows just how ahead he is, and he's going to do the burrowed roach play. I don't know if there's any overseers. There are spore crawlers, if I'm not mistaken, in this base. Both guys actually burrowed here. Divine Evil's got everything selected, but these burrowed roaches are forced to actually go around because of the burrow pathing. It's kind of interesting, so Jay knows that he was burrowed there, but I don't believe Evil actually spotted it, so it looks like he's going to just try to counterattack with a small force of roaches, but as soon as Evil maxes out on the rest of these roaches, he's just going to go into this base and win the game, man. There's not a whole lot Divine J can do with just roaches. He needs some kind of other tech. He needs brood lords and infestors, and he doesn't have them. He doesn't have the resources for it. He doesn't have the gas for it. These roaches coming into the base. A small counterattack force still going out on the map here, but I don't think it's going to matter. Some transfusions going down, but Divine J's army is quickly melting away. The supplies leaning more and more in Evil's favor. All the pink roaches here are just completely destroying everything that is green. So Divine J, I don't believe, is going to be able to hold this game. Fourth base will be taken out by Jay, so a little small victory there. He can console himself with that as he dies in the main. But the infestation pit taking out, drones being forced to fight here. Hatchery is probably going to go down next. I believe these guys are on Skype. Die with Divine J. Evil with a smiley face. He knows that it's definitely not happening. Lol, GG from Jay. And this game will go ahead and wrap up. So while Divine Evil started with the earlier macro play and put himself in the lead, but he didn't really do a lot with it. It was a pretty passive game. So Jay actually got really greedy, got up to 70 drones, and then didn't do anything with them. So he didn't even saturate that third. I'm actually going to check. All I do is DTs and PBT. Oh, Codus, how could you? ZVZ is lame, says Shockfist. Of course, he is a Terran player. Let me go ahead and check some of this. We have not. We have not. We will tomorrow, I believe. Sorry, guys. Sending some text, taking care of some business in my fraternity really quickly. And enjoy the Red Hot Chili Peppers in the background, I believe. And, yeah. There we go. Divine J, he must go to sleep because it's getting late. I believe I'm going to go ahead and hop into the next game. Next game. And I'm going to go ahead and hop out of this. If you enjoyed, and I'm going to go ahead and hop out of this and go to a new game. So we've got 10 guys in the stream now. Hello, welcome everyone. If we've got any new guys, I think it looks like the same crew that we had before. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I haven't really been keeping up with the chat because when I'm just solo casting, it's almost impossible to do anything more than just cast at one time. I'm going to go ahead and try to add my co-caster in now and see if he is home yet. Give him a call. Actually, it looks like Ryan has joined us on the call as well.
Yeah, I'm here. I just didn't want to interrupt you while you're in your zone.
I do love you, Shockfist. I do. Hello. The Big Ten, says Kokotis. I'm happy with it, man. Everybody is trying to get... yeah, I think we will.
Wait, did you create a little logo for yourself?
I did. Do you like it?
It's probably the cutest thing I've ever seen.
it's MC, and then I took the Protoss logo and stretched it and made it look like a D. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's adorable.
I did it in my graphic design class.
I'm gonna actually made a. Hold on one second. Hold on. I just heard someone say yell Alex's name in my apartment, so I think he's in my.
Okay, well, tell him that his co-caster is lonely.
Yeah, hold on one second. I gotta.
If anybody here is fans of Mr. Park, he will probably be joining us shortly. And I'm going to go ahead and join another Obs game here. Hope you didn't...
I sent you the link of the logo that I made in Skype. I think you'll really like it. It really fits my name.
I'm going to check it out.
I'll wait a second.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Alright guys, sorry for the little bit of downtime here. I'm just trying to get some logistics figured out. I'm going to go ahead and actually start up a new game. See what this logo is that you're talking about. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Literally just Googled rock and picked the first picture of a rock that I found.
That's fantastic.
And I would use this rock as my new logo. I'm going to put it on shirts and everything. If anyone wants to buy them, they're $90 shirts, they're t-shirts. And yeah, all proceeds will go to
getting you a better computer.
No, I'm just thirsty. I'm real thirsty. I got bad case of the thirst right now.
I feel like you're looking for liquids of questionable nature.
This one's mine. It's my logo.
Love it. Now I'm hungry too. Wait, I'll see if Alex is in my apartment right now.
Did Jacob look at yours? The rock?
I did. The rock was beautiful. It was gorgeous.
He also couldn't tell it was a rock, apparently.
I thought it was a potato at first, and I was like, "It's a potato."
Well, I guess that works too, because my computer.
Right. That was my first. That was my first thought.
Potato.
Big Dom, can you invite me to the game? Yeah. Sorry, Kokotis. I was actually you missed what I was talking about this earlier. I'm trying to build up the stream a little bit and get some more random guys that haven't really been exposed to it yet. So I've just been kind of hopping in by myself. But since this game looks like it's kind of filling up kind of slowly, I'll go ahead and shoot you an invite, and you can hang out in here. What I'm trying to do is not just stuff every single Obs game with only guys that have already been on the stream. Now I hope that's not like offending anybody, and I'm sure that I'll be cycling some guys in later tonight, and we're going to be probably playing some of just stream viewers and that kind of things a little bit later. But I'm just kind of trying to expand just a little bit.
James, you check out my logo?
Hope everybody was cool with it. James, your logo literally made me hungry. I don't need to practice. I'm diamond. Leaf rank 1. Look out. Man of War joining the lobby. I'm actually the host somehow or another. I don't even know how that happened. Shockfist is offended. Shockfist, I'll send you a sandwich and it'll be okay. Got a great track record with that. I'm something like Kanzi, checking out. Hey man, would you mind floating me an invite? Yeah, you were in the last game, weren't you? I'll add you as a friend, man. Hang on. That's cool. I believe Kanzi was in the last game that I was casting. Or were you in the games that we casted last night? I'm not actually 100% sure. Kanzi, were you in the last game, or were you You were there the last game. Cool. That's what I thought, because I recognized your name, and it just blurred, and I was like, was he here last night, or was he here just a second ago? So I think we will go ahead and... Oh, my keyboard, what are you doing? Woo! And start. I was the stupid teal guy. Nah, you played good, man. I think I casted... I think yours might have been one of the... No, did you play last time, or did you just watch? No, yeah, you were the guy that was lonely in chat. You were watching with us, and I was like, "Oh, Kanzi, you're so lonely." And then the other guy talked. So I'm glad you had a friend, and I'm glad you're checking out the stream. And I hope you enjoy it, man. Ryan, was Alex in there? Well, that sounds like he's still taking care of that. I need my co-caster so I can make more funny jokes. It's hard to make funny jokes by yourself.
It's a lonely life.
It's a lonely life, man. Everyone here is low league except for like 2. Dakotas, it's okay, man. We'll just show him his boss. Sounds like Ryan is on the way back.
Alex says that he has a test tomorrow that he did not know about.
Well, tell him that he should have prepared for that test last week, and there's casting to do.
I just told him that I told him that you were lonely.
Yeah.
If
Also,
you want, I can get Feely to help you cast. I know how much fun that can be.
I have no idea.
Dangerous.
Actually, that might be a little more dangerous than what I'm going for right now.
Nah, man, nah. You're thinking about it all wrong.
You're probably right.
It's time to get risque. You want viewers? You gotta bring the silly.
I do want to say, Ryan, do you know if Feely is taking care of the goods for tomorrow?
I have no idea what anyone's doing about anything because I am not the president anymore.
Man, I need to talk to Feely then. I'll probably give him a call tonight at some point. Kanzi joining us in the chat once again. I'm gonna blast my stream.
Kakotas. Or Kakotas, as I'm sure it's
man.
supposed to be said.
Mystery Meat reppin' silver. Man of War reppin' that bronze. And it looks like our first game will be between Mystery and Moonlight. I think Moonlight, if I recall, was he in the last game or in a game before? I feel like his name is familiar.
Yeah, Moonlight was, I think he might have been yesterday.
Moonlight might have been yesterday indeed. So it looks like we're going to actually be going ahead and hopping into another game. Get out of your betting window. I never use you. I could have so many chips, but I just don't use it, man. I'm just not a betting man. I don't want to gamble with my life. I'm pretty sure Mystery Meat is Masters. It definitely says Silver League, but that win rate says other. So let's go ahead and get into the introduction here. We have Mystery Meat playing as the light pinkish purple color, kind of sort of Terran. In the bottom left, he's 16-5 in Obs. We were recently told that he was possibly Masters League, and he's got a 76.2% win rate. So if you know, not really a big sample size to go off of, but that's not bad. And in the bottom, in the top right, we have the Terran player Moonlight as well. He is 0-4 so far, so not the best luck so far in these Obs games. The worst streak is 2 losses, yet somehow he has 4 losses. So I don't know exactly how that works, but that is what we're going to be doing here. So it looks like he's going to go ahead and scout now. Just going to be doing the basic early Terran things. Building barracks says Baraxi. Baraxis. I believe Baraxis would be that. And he wanted to drop that barracks, and then he actually didn't. So I don't know what that's going on with. Oh, we've got some lag. Moonlight, that would be why. I think we actually may have lost him. Come back. That was going to be funny. Kanzi ruining his moment there. He lost it all. I was going to tell him I was Mexican. He wanted to know my race. Oh, Mystery Meat. So lolzy. But it looks like we are actually going to lose this guy, so that's kind of a shame. He'll never get the chance. You had everything going for him, Moonlight, and then you threw it away. So that is rather saddening. Kanzi's going to go ahead and cry in that corner. I'll bring you a blanket if you get cold. But we will be dropping this guy and probably going to go ahead and just move right into the next game after this. So, sorry for the downtime. Go ahead and drop him. Ended in a draw. Pretty unfortunate there, but Kokoda's going to go ahead and jump back into the ring. Man of War and Mystery Meat hopping out as well. Man of War actually just got promoted from Bronze to Grand Masters. I don't know if you were paying attention to that icon. But they realized that he was actually just as good as MVP, and they went ahead and promoted him. And it looks like it will be Mystery Meat versus Man of War, so Mystery Meat will actually go ahead and get to play this game. Random for him, Man of War, of course, playing as Zerg. GM, don't stand a chance against the #1 in Silver League. So we've actually got Mystery Meat here spawning as the Protoss this time around. Going to be spawning in the top right as, of course, that light pink purple color. And some people getting sacrificed in the background. I don't know what that's all about, but that's okay. And we've already covered his stats, but I'll cover them again. 16-5, 76.2% win rate. He states he is in Silver. I've heard he's in Masters. Word on Discreet. And we'll see exactly what he decides to do. And Man of War spawning as the Yellow Zerg in the bottom left. Of course, he's in the Grandmaster League with a 2-7% win rate, or excuse me, 2-7 for his win-loss record, 22% win rate. And I'm not 100% sure if I can trust him, but who would really do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies. I don't know how anyone could. You can go ahead and turn on my production tab because I always forget about it. And it looks like we're just going to be doing that Forge Fast Expand for Mystery Meat. Kind of interesting pylon placement. I guess he's going to be doing the wall just like right here, or something along those lines, or maybe something like that, and having the Nexus cover this area so that you actually have to run your lanes all the way around the base to get inside. We'll see exactly what he decides to do. Go ahead and spin in that Chrono Boost now that that pylon is finished. And we do have the scouting probe over here for Mystery Meat. Man of War just sees kind of, you know, just doing the basics. He'll probably will take this. Yeah, he will go ahead and try to deny that for as long as he can. Of course, it's not super duper necessary that you do that, but it's nice because it throws off the timings of Man of War, and it's much more of a mind game, I feel like, than anything else. Because, I mean, worst case scenario, you've got to build that spawning pool early. And look at this. That's not what I was ready for at all. He's actually going to build a macro hatch in his own base.
That's a Ling Flood.
And that I will have to agree with you. It's going to be a Ling Flood build. And what he's going to do here is actually make. Does it have 2 queens, Ryan? If I'm not mistaken. Or is it just single queen?
No, well, it kind of depends on how he wants to go about doing it. If he wants to wait for another queen at the expense of having a few more Zerglings a little earlier. But yeah, he's going to go ahead and take the gas up to 100, and get out of there.
So that's exactly what he's going to do. If Mystery Meat does not prepare for this properly, then it's very possible that he'll just be, you know, destroyed because he'll have so many lanes knocking his front door down. But honestly, if he makes a pretty good wall and uses cannons effectively, he could probably hold this off, I would assume.
I think he'll be able to hold it off. He scouted it at the right time. That hatch is going to be a while. Getting the speed, which you need the speed. You know.
Right. The speed is pretty necessary.
Awesome little rhyme there, but you'll need the speed. It's going to be a while. I think he's got more than enough time to complete the wall, back it with cannons.
The Artosis pylon here. Kanzi's all excited about it because he knows that there's a potential for it to be destroyed. So right now, Mystery Meat not opting to make a tight wall off or anything like that. He scouted this, but honestly, you know, it's almost questionable what he's doing. He's bringing this Protoss, or this probe. He is Protoss, but he's bringing the probe back in here to see what's going on. So he actually has 3 queens, and he's got a 3rd queen queued up. So 2 queens being made.
What's the league for the Protoss? Do you know?
I don't know. He states that he's in Silver, but he's won a pretty huge amount of his games. And somebody said he was actually in Masters.
Okay, if he is really Silver, he may not realize exactly what's going on.
Right.
He should be able to tell that by now he's on one base.
Right.
So there's gonna be something happening soon. But he might just not know exactly what's going on. He has not started speed.
Yeah, it looks like we might actually have another guy lag out here. Kokodas, no. No. Kokodas, if you're still alive, in the chat, type, help me, please. My internet's terrible. Actually, we have Zeth checking out the stream as well. What's going on, Zeth? I haven't actually added your friend code in yet. So remind me to do that at some point in the future here. Don't bring up Nah, man. I still have nightmares. Some sillies happening. Bad places, man. Mystery meat not able to handle it. That post-traumatic syndrome, pretty bad. Help me! I must fix this after I lag out. Codis, I don't know what's going on, man. I'm sad to see you, but of course you can always just check out the stream. I know you wanted to play another game. That sucks, man. I'm gonna drop you though because I love you. I'm gonna drop you out of love. So we do have Mystery Meat going ahead and making these cannons, getting back underway into this game now. Cyber_score finishing up. He's got the gas to start that warp gate if he decides to do that. But I think he's got this probe here, trying to keep an eye on exactly what's going on. I don't know why he hasn't started. Okay, speed was now started. Now that that's happening, I think he can actually just pull out of gas if he wants to.
Yeah, no, that's what you're supposed to do with the Ling Flood. As soon as you get 100, pull everything off gas.
And look at that, he's actually missing these injects as well. He really needs to go ahead and get these injects going. So Man of War, I wouldn't be surprised if he was a gold. I think that's what he stated that he was when he first started, but he's not injecting, man. He's got 12 more Lings on the way. This third queen coming out to creep, I would assume, but I feel like it's such a huge mistake to miss these injects.
Unless he's gonna tech one of these up to a layer.
Even then,
I don't understand why he's still on gas. And
2 spine crawlers being made, so I don't really know. I don't really know what he's doing, guys. I've never seen a build quite like it. It looks like he started doing one build and then halfway decided that he wanted to do something completely differently. And then on top of all that, he decided to not do any injects, of course, so he can use the transfuse micro on those Zerglings. I can only assume that is what the plan is. So some sentries coming out, being chrono boosted out, I would actually have to say, by Mystery Meat. So I would assume.
Man, a couple good force fields is just gonna shut this down horribly. With the wall already up and the 2 cannons backing it.
Right, he's gonna actually have no problem whatsoever. Just now getting those injects back into this. Some weird version of a 4-gate toss is doing. Kanzi, I'm not 100% sure what his plan is right now. He might just be doing a like 5 or 6 or even 6 or 7 gate push off a 2 base. It's a little bit earlier than the standard Immortal Sentry all-in, and it's just kind of modified off after having the extra economy from the 2 bases. So what you do is you get 5 to 7 gates, and then you just push. And it looks like that is what he's actually gonna. Oh my gosh, the timing on this is gonna be so bad. Oh no, these sentries are gonna actually come out and run right into all of these lanes and get immediately surrounded. That is the worst luck, the worst thing that could have possibly happened. Well, Mr. Me just now noticing that. That is literally the most painful thing I've ever seen as a Protoss player. That could, I don't know if it'll cost him the game, but there's now a ton of links. He was able to warp in a bunch of sentries. It looks like he's going to just try to knock these buildings down. No, he will actually go ahead, and that will be force fill. I think the best bet here is actually going to be to go ahead and try to knock one of these buildings down. He absolutely has to commit to this base, this push, because he doesn't have anything else other than these Zerglings. He's literally only got 16 Zerglings.
He's not injecting still.
He's still
the
not
whole point
injecting.
of the flood is that you be able to just pile more Zerglings in. But he's not giving himself that option.
He's not doing that at all. He's got 26 Zerglings in production, but there's no extra larvae here. I mean, look at this money. He's got 700 minerals coming in and no larva to spend it on. So this lane push, I'm going to go ahead and call it, but I don't think it's going to really do anything. Dakota's saying that he thinks he's probably silver. I'd probably have to agree with you, man. I feel like the decision for the lane flood was cool. It was a neat play, but I really don't think it was going to pay off here.
If he timed it right, it would have been very good. Just because it took the Protoss quite a bit to get the wall up. The issue is, I would imagine, if I had to guess, that he has not had a chance to practice this build all that much, because I feel like at this league it's going to be new to him. He hasn't seen many people do it, and he hasn't had many opportunities to do it. So
and Mr.
It's an experience thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, the mechanics really just aren't there to back it up. Mystery Meat completely happy to just go out and try to attack these head-on. He's got all the zealots that he needs. Sentries are going to be pretty good to make sure that not too many zealots are attacking, or Zerglings are attacking all at once. Good force field there, stopping the surround from happening. And honestly, there's a Warp Prism on the way as well. This push will not be able to be stopped by Man of War with just the links that he has now. He really needs some roach check or something, but look at this, still not injecting at all. He's got almost full energy on all of these queens. I wouldn't be surprised if this push ends the game completely for Mr. Meat. I believe Mr. Meat is actually quite a high level. I wouldn't be surprised if he was Platinum or Diamond or Masters, because he's been making all the right decisions. I don't think I've seen him get supply blocked one time. The mechanics are there to back it up, but this push, even with all of these banlings, force fields are going to stop a lot of those from attacking at the required time, and the Stalkers will be able to focus the rest of them down. And the Warp Prism, I believe, will be following this up. There it is there. Looks like Stalkers are going to take a couple of those Baneling hits, but a really good force field, stopping the majority of those from doing anything else. Baneling's all trapped. He's actually got about 8 or 9 Banelings that were trapped by those force fields. Really awesome force fields there. All of those Banelings are going to die. Not a whole lot Man of War can do now. Even more reinforcements being warped in. The supplies are 30 to 110. At this point, Mr. Mead just needs to roll up in here and end the game. Of course, force fields, being the most OP in the game, are stopping even his own army from attacking. Man of War with these spines aren't going to be able to defend for too much longer. Queens with the full energy, but no transfuses to be had anywhere on the field. And it looks like this is going to go ahead and wrap up. Dakotas thinks that he lagged out of the game because his computer's been on for like 5 or 6 hours. Man, that could be it. A good old healthy restart is always good for the computer. They need restarts like we need sleep, man. Or chips and dip and sandwiches if you're me, because that is literally what I live and breathe off of. And trying to make some drones, and I don't even think any of those drones are going to finish. So we're just kind of waiting for the inevitable GG, and there it is. Mystery Meat taking the game very convincingly, and we're going to be moving into the next one here. So it looks like I'm just going to be doing this. Getting some water. Excuse me. Doing this about myself. I'm going to go ahead and try to take care of a little bit more business.
No one else gonna hop in?
I don't think so. Looks like the same game. I'm not exactly sure just how balanced this one is gonna be.
Well, we did also have a number of people end up leaving or lagging out, so it may just be worth investing in a new game.
I might be inclined to agree with you, because I don't think this game will be too incredibly competitive. Actually, look at this. He's going to take this first probe and move it out across the map. And let's take a look.
that sounds good. Looks like we got a little fun game here.
I think Mystery Meat understands the gravity of the situation here, and knows that if he doesn't do some kind of crazy, what will probably be a 2-gate zealot rush, that he will lose the game to Man of War's superior micro. Prox 2-gate, Dakotas, I agree with you, man, and I think that is what we're going to be seeing here. There is the pylon. And it looks like we've got Man of War just going to be happy to go ahead and macro up. Got that Overlord just now popping out. Probe coming in here to scout at the standard timing. Actually, it's a little bit early, but I don't think Mr. Meat's going to really know just how early that is. Coming back out here, going to be dropping a gateway or two right outside. And if this Overlord comes over here and spots it, he'll probably, be able to know that he's about to lose, and I think that'll actually be all he's going to be able to do there, because I don't...
Is understand that he's about to lose.
Exactly, because there's no early spawning pool. There's going to be no spine crawlers to be seen anywhere. Man of War actually playing the macro game here. It looks like he's going to do 15 pool, probably 16 hatch. And of course, that is the absolute wrong play here. He just doesn't know. It's going to be a build order loss to some cheese, if I've ever seen some. And I think after this game, we'll hop into a new Obs game. But this game will probably be short-lived. We've got the Pentagon here being made to scout with. Man of War just kind of... He's happy, man. He's just macroing up. He's just... He's told the drones, they're all just like singing and working. Like there's like a little Disney musical happening right here of everybody like singing and returning the minerals to the base, and it just kind of sounds gross because everybody's a Zerg, but I promise you that's exactly what's happening. And unbeknownst, there's like some big bad music playing over here as like the zealot oppressors are about to come down here and kill everything that is fun and joyful in the main of Man of War. We do have, it's actually supply block. It's a pretty nasty supply block. I think he actually blew a chrono boost on this zealot, and it literally did do nothing. That's a pretty shitty feeling, I'm going to be honest, as a Protoss. When you try to chrono boost something and the supply block, you just have to sit there and wish that you were better at the game. The zealots are all about to go to Judge Dredd. I have to agree, man. They are going to be the judge and jury. And we've got, it looks like he's going to move out with probably 4 Zealots, maybe 5 or 6. Lol from Jebediah, who is still in the game. Another Chrono Boost, so he'll probably...
Oh, never mind. I was wondering if he was going to run the Zergs in there.
No, he looks like he didn't even
Because
scout it, so
he would
just...
definitely have enough to make at least 6 spine crawlers to defend there.
He's only got 700 minerals to work with.
Which at this point in the game is not going to carry you to victory.
Absolutely not. So there's actually 5 Zealots on the field, 5th one just now walking in. All of these drones being selected, he's going to run them away. I will say that he's got all the infrastructure in the world, or all of the minerals in the world. He's got that StarCraft Trust Fund. He can run all of his drones to another base. They will be followed by these Zealots that to slowly pick them off one by one. Man of War going to be losing everything in his main. Of course, Mystery Meat has got just Zealots, man. That's all he needs. Just Zealots and gateways. These drones all running around. I think he's going to try to make a base here, but I don't know exactly. It looks like he's managed to get drones all over the map, just barely, and he's going to be making some hatcheries all across the map, but they will all be short-lived. Mystery Meat will be able to track them down. Shockfist with a hearty lol. What the fuck? They dominate. Come on, man. Have you never seen Disney? This is Disney. This was like, what we're seeing right here is actually the bedtime stories that Zerglings get told. This is the bedtime stories that they tell to make sure that they hate the Protoss, because like the Zerg dream is to macro. That's what they want to do, and that's what they tell all of their children, is that one day you're going to grow up little larva and you're going to be a drone and you're going to macro for the hive, unless the evil, dirty Zealots come in and kill everything that you love. And that's what we're seeing here, guys. This is stuff of legends. Mystery Meat is the great protagonist of this story, and he will scout. I think he scouted all the hatchery. I don't know if he scouted this one yet.
He definitely did. There's a drone there.
Yeah. Okay. So the drone.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm like 7 seconds behind your screen.
Gotcha. Jebediah with a ridiculous waste of time. Yeah, you're probably right. So I think we all know exactly how this game is going to end. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into a new Obs game. I'm going to let the guys here know. I'm gonna hop into a new Obs. Feel free to follow if you are enjoying the casting. Thanks, everyone. And I'm going to go ahead and hop into a new one because I'm pretty sure I know the outcome of this game, and I got things to do, man. So let's go ahead and start a 2 supply for Man of War. Of course, he had a drone and he had a hatchery, so obviously Man of War is probably going to win that one. No problem. And let's go ahead and start another. Hitting up the arcade. Rolling into the bookmarks. Got that Obs map of the day. And let's start her up. So we're going to be getting another one going on here. Sorry, the last few minutes on the stream has been a little bit slow, but oh my gosh, we've got almost a full team of Obs games here. If anybody wants to follow me in, feel free. Who's still in game? Puppy Puncher's in game. He's probably trying to ladder it up. Nublet's in game. Kanzi is out.
How many slots are there?
Do what?
How many slots are there up?
There are 2. Kanzi has just taken 1. Are you online? Do you want to hop in?
I was gonna hop in. If someone else hops in by the time I'm able to pull StarCraft up, though, ain't nothing.
It looks like Mystery Meat will go ahead and join this one as well. Go ahead and blast my stream in here. Who's the host? It's not me. And there we go. Dark Knight actually joining the lobby, making this game full. I believe Kanzi was able to sneak in. Yes, you were. And that was it. So we're going to go ahead and move into Ohana for a new set of games. We've got a whole new crowd here, so hopefully some of them will check out the stream and enjoy it. And we're going to go ahead and start casting it. Let me see. Make sure that all the business that I was trying to take care of is getting taken care of. That will be that for that, and that, and this, and that, and all of those. Excellent. And now we just wait to just load in. Batman joined the game? I believe so. Oh, Kanzi, sorry, I totally missed it. Yeah. Me and my co-caster Alex have been streaming almost every night for the last couple of weeks now. We just kind of started doing this. We're like, hey, let's cast some observers. Just kind of randomly, and it's been working out. Oh, stretching. Does somebody want to play it? We got a full group of people in here. Alright, so Similar's thinking about it. Not doing it. But yeah, we stream almost every night so far, pretty much from like 9 to 9:30 Central Standard Time is the basic time that we're actually on. And then we'll stream until about 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. And we're just a couple of guys in college. Sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. But yeah, we're just a couple of guys in college, having a good time, doing some streaming, and yeah, that's about it, man. Nothing too interesting. But yeah, this weekend we're actually going to be out of town. We have a retreat for our fraternity, and we're all going to be heading out. The Dark Knight has left the game. Gotham called. He had to go stop the Joker yet again. But yeah, we're going to be doing this, so we will be gone tomorrow night and Saturday night. But, well, actually, we may be back Saturday. Are you coming back home on Saturday, Ryan?
Yeah, I'll be back Saturday night.
Yeah, so we'll probably be, I think tomorrow night is the only night that we won't be streaming, and then Saturday night and Sunday night we will probably be streaming. Because I will definitely be back home Saturday. I actually need to figure out who I'm going to ride with. How are you getting up there?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone's gonna have to drive me.
Oh gosh, I'd prefer to not be driving myself. I'd like to ride with someone. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and get into this game. We actually have Kanzi, one of our new stream viewers, going to be jumping in here, as well as Mystery Meat, the guy that we've casted a couple of games of now. And he is going to be spawning in the bottom right as the blue Protoss player. He is 18-5 in these Obs games with a 78.3% win rate. I've been meaning to check his statistics, his profile. I believe he is actually Diamond or Masters. And with that win rate, I wouldn't be surprised. But of course, he hasn't played all that many games yet. But so far, his Protoss is very strong. And we will see what is coming out from him. Kanzi, of course, is playing as the light pink Terran in the top left. He is pretty cool. Been hanging out in the stream for the last couple of games now, and we'll see exactly what he decides to do. I don't remember what Kanzi's league is, but we will see that. He says he's in silver. He's 0-1 in observers. Not really much to go off of there. So we'll see exactly how good his play is, and we actually have a little bit of action going down here. Kanzi's SCV getting beat up by that probe, zapping him with his little laser, and just kind of trying to see what he's got going on here. So we do see the 13 gate, 14 a similar, pretty basic stuff from Mystery Meat. He could be doing anything at this point. I think he will actually surround and kill that SCV, so good play there, going ahead and denying that scout. But that's pretty hard to do to get that all keyed up right, so good play there by Mystery Meat. That little early advantage is always nice. Kanzi actually walling off his natural with this barracks, I guess because he's got the rocks to defend here, and this natural is not too terribly wide, so a pretty economic play here, I was thinking, but then he's putting the barracks up there on the high ground, so it's actually going to be a 2 racks, but one of them is down here. I actually thought he was going to wall this off with a supply depot and go command center first, but it looks like he's actually going to go ahead and snag this early barracks, so it will be a 2 racks play. No gas yet, though, so I don't think we're going to be seeing any tech or marauders or anything like that, because he doesn't have the gas for it. This actually will all be scouted. Mystery Meat's going to go ahead and get in here. Going to take a couple of pot shots from the drill on the SCV, but that's about it. This barracks, he saw the timing on the barracks. He sees that this one is already done. Going to be making a marine out of this one, I'm sure, very, very soon. Supply depot being thrown down, but it does not completely wall this off. A couple of marines in production. Mystery Meat just starting his warp gate technology. Actually going to go ahead and chrono the stalker out because he spotted that early aggression. He needs those stalkers. He's actually got just one gateway. I think that the build that he's going was designed to be an early expansion, like a 1-gate early expand, but it looks like he's actually going to be going ahead and chronoing out stalkers instead because of what he scouted. I'm not 100% sure if I'm right on that one or not, but just kind of based on what the building timings was that he had here, that's what I would suspect, being a Protoss player myself. It's days like this I want to quit and never ever play again. Ace, what are you talking about, man? You're super good. I've seen you play so many games. Don't beat yourself up. You're just having a bad time. Come and enjoy the stream. Relax. Eat a sandwich. Do whatever you need. And you'll feel better. And then you'll go win. You'll win all the games. So we do have a Twilight Council coming up for Mystery Meat. Of course, that will probably be getting Blink Tech, I would assume, as soon as that finishes up. So Blink a pretty good play here. He probably will be dropping another. I wouldn't be surprised to see another gateway coming up as well when we get the mineral score. Probably a 3-gate. And then possibly a robo for the observer, just so you can get that vision. But Kanzi, he's got this bunker up here. I don't know why he's got the 3 racks before the expansion. I think that maybe he just doesn't really know the build orders for like the early expansion. And once again, it still isn't tight. He actually needs to go ahead and seal that off, probably with a reactor or something. But he's just now got his first gas. Got about 100 gas in the bank right now. Marine coming out here to scout it will be immediately taken out by these stalkers. And it looks like Kanzi, he's got this bunker here, so this is pretty well defended. But with Blink Tech on the way, and there's the Robo Bay that I was talking about earlier. Another couple of gateways, so it will be 4 gates. And okay, he actually didn't let that portal be made, so it will be 3 gates and the Robo, which I believe is what you need to actually get an expansion on the back end of this. But he'll have Blink, he'll have the Observer. This bunker really won't do anything because all he needs to do is come over to this side over here and just blink right in here, and then go out into the main and win the game because Protoss is good and that's how stalkers work. So we do see the Tech Lab and the reactor now coming up for those barracks. This barracks still just checking out Marines one at a time. A couple of stalkers here just going to try to get some map vision and see exactly what is going on over here in Kanzi's base. And here's the expansion. So I don't want to say that this play is bad by Kanzi. I like the fact that it's kind of a defensive early expand to a degree, but seeing something like this in probably like gold or silver gold somewhere in there, somewhere in that skill range, this would be a very good build because it defends you against that early aggression. But against an economic play, I think Mystery Meat actually was a little bit faked out by it. He thought that it was going to be more aggressive than it was, and went ahead and went with the 3-gate Blink Tech. But honestly, he's going to just be completely taken by surprise when these stalkers warp in right here and blink right into the main. Now, I don't think he's going to have enough to really defend it. I mean, he's got a pretty good amount of Marines, but Marines very weak against stalkers. The Marauders are really what you need. And with the Blink Tech, this is going to be a very strong push. He could just blink in and take out some of the... Looks like it was actually scouted here, just barely by some of these buildings. But the Blink Tech, pretty good against all of the units that he has so far. He could just blink in and take out SCVs if he wants, and that looks like what he's going to do. His army is slightly out of position. He's going to try to snipe this factory. I don't know if that's the absolute best play. I think he probably should have gone straight for the SCVs, but to each his own. The factory will go down. No cancel there. Could have canceled at any time. And now the army is going to go ahead and attack with pretty good blink micro. Actually sniping with I believe that was stem research there. Some good blink micro from these stalkers, pulling the SCVs. Good play there, but I just think there's too many stalkers and not enough things that shoot from Kanzi. SCVs being first off the line, and the Blink Tech from the stalkers will kill all of these SCVs. Kanzi doesn't really have much else to offer. He's only got 6 supply now. Mystery Meat with a very good game there, and GG from Kanzi. Gonna be wrapping this one up.
I think it should also be noted that Kanzi doesn't play Terran.
No, yeah, he was absolutely off racing there, so don't be surprised. I'm not 100% surprised at that. He says he's so bad at Terran. That's okay. That's okay. And we've got Thrath, or is that TF Wrath, here in the chat. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy it, man. And just feel free to hang out in the chat. He thought that Kanzi was possibly stream sniping. Mystery Meat says he's only in Silver League. I don't think I believe you. I don't think I believe you, Mystery Meat. I'm just not sure.
It's also entirely possible that, like we've said, with this Obs community that we've never seen before, had no idea existed, that some of these guys may have played up to silver, up to gold, may chilled in bronze, and then gotten all the rest of their experience in Obs games that don't, advance the ladder at all. So it's entirely possible.
It's very much a possibility, just because some of these guys, they'll have like 700,000 games just in the Obs. Okay, so Wrath, you're actually in the peep mode too. Glad to see you here, man. I hope you're enjoying the cast and everything. Feel free, like I said, to just hang out in the chat. I'll try to engage you when I can. I'm going to go ahead and start up this game and get with our introductions. Mystery Meat, so far our undefeated player. He's been playing random every game, and his win rate so far is quite good. He's 19-5, 79.2% win rate in Obs. He's going to actually be spawning as Terran. Of course, he's been playing random, so he will be Terran this game. TLM, barcode, I guess let's call him TL or TLM. He's going to be spawning as the light purple Zerg in the top left. He is 6-7 in these Obs games with a 46.2% win rate. Flaming Bronze. We'll see exactly what kind of play he makes there and whether or not that is exactly where his skill level is or not. Mystery Meat, he promises that he is four-gating. I don't think that TLM knows that he is Terran yet. I think he just is assuming he's Protoss like he was last game. But he will be in for a little bit of a surprise when this Overlord decides to finally fly on over there. It looks like he's taking a vacation over here in the trees, just enjoying the view. Maybe going to snag a coconut with those little spindly legs. I would assume anyways. That's what I would do if I was an Overlord. And just going to be kind of going into this early game. Not a whole lot to talk about other than the fact that I'm terrible at casting and forgot the production tab once again. There we go. We've got the spawning pool coming up here for TLM. I believe that was a either 13 or 14 pool. Early Command Center build. So Command Center first for Mystery Meat. I don't believe, no barracks or anything like that. So very economic, very greedy here. Barracks coming up now. Of course, the hatchery just now coming up as well for TLM. He started with something that's a little bit less economic, a little bit more aggressive with this early spawning pool. He may be able to punish, actually, this Command Center first. He's only making 2 lings. I think he'll probably need to make 4 or 6 to really punish this. But I believe that the lings will be able to finish and actually get all the way across the map before this wall is complete. Well, it looks like, actually, Mystery Meat is going to go ahead and commit to making possibly a 3rd barracks here. I do think that's what he's saving up for. So yeah, he will actually have the wall. Good play here by Mystery Meat to go ahead and secure this economic advantage and make sure that it can't get sniped by anything. Because these 2 lings, before they would have been able to run right on up, but it actually looks like this wall will be completed and very strong. This little SCV is going to go ahead and scout. He's going to just barely go around these Zerglings. Marine probably going to be started up as soon as these Zerglings hit the front door here. And there we go, sets the rally. There's the Marine. These Lings are going to see if they can't snipe one of these SCVs, but sadly it looks like the building placement just isn't having it. They will be doing a little bit of damage to this, but this Marine will be out in just a few more seconds, and these Lings will have to pull back. Of course, they will not be able to break this wall down in any way. Maybe if they were like Dark Templars or something, they'd have the damage, but of course they don't. Lings going to run, just barely surviving there. He will have a little bit of map control with these couple of Lings, probably be able to take the watchtowers and that kind of thing. But other than that, not a whole lot that he can do. We have this SCV over here by the 3rd, so it looks like he might actually be wanting to take an early 3rd command center. We'll keep an eye on that and see exactly what he decides to do there. These Lings were chasing the SCV down, decide not to, and they're going to go ahead and stick on the tower. Yeah, TLM knows that this Queen will clean up this SCV no problem, and honestly, there's not a lot of tech for him to really scout, so it's no big deal. Here comes the Queen now, going to go ahead and shoot a couple of darts at him. She played darts all through college, and it looks like this Queen will go ahead and get him. There's the snipe. So, do they actually shoot? Yeah, they actually shoot 2 spines per attack there. It's kind of an interesting little note. So they do 8 damage per attack. And Mystery Meat over here, starting up stem, probably going to be starting up combat shields as well. Such important upgrades to get. And he's just going to be making units off of these 3 barracks. There comes the factory, so that, well, maybe, could be. He's thinking about it. Definitely got it on his mind. Decided not to build it. Going to go ahead and get combat shields first is what he's opting to do with that early gas. And just get another supply depot. He is slightly supply blocked, but only for a second. And it looks like still nothing from this SCV. I was kind of excited to see if it was going to be an early 3rd commander or not, because that would have just been so greedy. But it looks like he will be content to just sit out over there. Here comes the factory. Let's check out what's going on for TLM. Just creeping on up, spreading the creep with those Queens. Trying to keep on top of those injects. Doing pretty well so far. Could be a little bit better, I think, on this one, but that's okay. And we've got the extractors now coming up. 3 extractors total. I still don't think we've seen any tech other than this layer, so no roach yet. We might see a straight tech into infestors. We'll see exactly what he decides to do, or spire, what have you. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and scout this 3rd. Look at that. He's actually sending this scout over there right like the second that TLM decided he wanted to expand to the 3rd. This SCV went over there to try to check it out. Now, the timing there was just actually, he actually missed it if he wasn't paying attention to that drone, so he's going to run in and die immediately. So he actually was just a little bit unlucky by scouting seconds too early. so he won't really know the timing on that third unless he saw that drone going across, but I don't think he did, so kind of just an unfortunate series of events happening for Mystery Meat. But he is over here, just macroing his little heart out. Got a couple of tech labs done here. Stem almost finished, a reactor coming out, 2 more barracks coming out, so definitely going to be seeing some bio play. Third command center now being made in the main. Will probably be morphed into an orbital and then make 2 SCVs at a time until he decides to take that third base. Starport coming up as well. Of course, he needs those Vikings and medvacs essential to the Terran composition. Double engineering bay. This one's already starting on +1. This one about halfway there. And it looks like we've got this third 4 TLM about done. And we do have the Spire Tech on the way. I'm going to try to locate that. It's somewhere for sure. Where is it? There it is, actually hiding behind this bailing nest. I didn't quite see it. So Spire is going to be completing there. Probably going to be seeing some Muta harassed. Always a good play against any race, but look at this. Already got those missile turrets coming up for Mystery Meat. I think that's just his Gosu senses tingling. He hasn't seen enough aggression from the Zerg, and this is about the time when mutas can come out. If you're a high-level player, you'll know the timing, and there, of course, it is. It's always good to try to have your missile turrets before 10 minutes. If your typical Zerg is trying to take 3 hatches and then go to Spire Tech, it will come around 10 minutes, so it's good to have your missile turrets before then. If Mendo was here, he could tell me a little bit more about the in-depth analysis of Terran, but I'm not a Terran player. These are just things I picked up from him. He is the main Terran player. I, of course, play Protoss because Protoss is cool and I like the lasers, man. So, +1 coming up here pretty soon for those infantry upgrades. I will say, mutas are good, but against the biotech, not quite as good, simply because the Marines that can stem and then run and defend are really great. But I will say this, there's actually, these are well defended against like drop plays and that kind of a thing, but if he wraps these mutas around, which he will definitely do, and come in, there's actually no turrets that are going to be defending this SCV line, and the Marines are completely out of position. Mutas now coming in, one of them almost dying, but these SCVs forced to pull away. Going to be doing a pretty good amount of damage here. He's actually going to snipe the SCV out of this armory and try to force the cancel here. He needs to go ahead and move to the natural. He actually pulled all of the Marines here. I thought he was going to actually sneak over into the natural, but he decided against it. His flight pattern wasn't quite there. He could have tried to get right here in this little gap and snipe some of these SCVs, but he will not be able to. These couple of missile turrets actually pretty good to hold off that engagement as well. The first couple of medevacs here, calling down those mules. This armory will burn down if he doesn't pay attention and start to heal that up, but SCV's just now coming back, so some pretty good harass, delaying some mining, killed about 8 workers. I'm not 100% sure if it was 100% worth it, but the Muta is definitely doing a little bit of damage there, so not too bad. And we do have another couple of viewers in here. Pentaflake, welcome to the stream. I believe you are Pentagon from last night. Correct me if I'm wrong, but welcome once again to the stream. I'm just casting solo tonight because Alex is a big poopy head and has a test or something like that. I don't know. We got Ryan here to keep us company as well.
Hey.
And we got more mutas coming out. It looks like we've got about 16, 15. No, I'm sorry, that's way too many. It's like 13 mutas. I don't know how to math, guys. I took all my math classes, and I committed to never doing math ever again. So he has got a pretty good ball of mutas now. Gonna just fly right on past those turrets. Once again, completely unfazed. Sniping the army, that's definitely not the right decision. There he goes, going ahead and trying to snipe these mules and SCVs. He will be able to take out some. Going to go ahead and go for this armory now, but honestly, I don't think the armory is like the #1 unit that he needs to try to focus on, simply because the bio is really where all of the money for Mystery Meat is in. He's going to try to snipe this Nexus, or this orbital command, if he can. Of course, he cannot. He doesn't have quite enough mutas to do that now. I will say that these turrets are not going to finish in time. There's one here now, but if he goes ahead and just snipes it, which he will do, he will be able to do a little bit of damage, but it looks like this army will be able to hold it off just barely in time. That muta hanging on by the skin of his teeth, doing a little bit more damage, killing a few more SCVs here and there. Going to be able to snipe that one. Both of these, I believe, will die. Medevacs going to go ahead and snipe them, but he will lose a few mutas before staying that extra couple of seconds. Looks like 2 mutas will go down. This ball taking it down from 13. Yeah, you would think that he learned that lesson. He knew that mutas were on the field and he had the capability to make more, but it looks like he didn't learn a thing. And it looks like TLM is content. He's got his 4th base now, staying ahead in that macro. Mystery Meat just now on 3 bases, and it looks like he's going to go ahead and try to counterattack. Infestation pit about halfway done. More drones coming up. Double Evo chamber. Is that his first Evo chambers? Z definitely has too much minerals and no gas at all. He blew all that gas. Oh my gosh, that's so many mutas. I honestly think that's way too many mutas. Mass muta not really that good, especially against a bio player. All of these Marines will melt these mutas in just a heartbeat. Baneling's definitely a good choice, but he needs to go ahead and pull back. He's got some Banelings here, and well, let's see how these Banelings hit. He needs to try to split as best he can. Pretty good Banelings hits. I actually think that the Baneling hits are going to be just enough. I was just talking about how Mass Muta wasn't going to work in this engagement. The Banelings, though, Baneling Muta is still a very strong composition. He will actually be able to hold this push off no problem. And I underestimated the power of Muta Bane. I didn't know Banelings were going to be what was behind that, but definitely a good play there by TLM, doing all that damage there. And you can see in the supplies, TLM 145 to just the 70 of Mystery Meat. Taking a look at working skills, he's been able to kill 19 workers with this Muta Harass, and no workers have been killed for TLM. So this is what happens when you let that Zerg just sit back and macro. And look at this, there's actually one supply depot down. Oh, that wall's not even complete anyway. It's not like that even matters. Here I am getting all upset about one little supply depot. All he needs to do is just turn around and kill these Marines. I don't think there's going to be a lot he can do here. Quite a few mutas still on the field. Zergling's doing a lot of damage, killing these SCVs. Everything is dying for the Terran. It's just a Zerg complete overkill here. And the SCVs being forced to try to repair themselves even, but the mutas are just going to take them all out. Marauder on the field not doing a whole lot. Mutas taking out this base with the lanes. Only a couple of Marines rank 4, 3, 2, 1, and only the SCVs are left. I don't know what Mystery Meat can really do. Almost all of his SCVs are dead. He's only mining on one base. Zerg has all the macro in the world, and it looks like both of these barracks were denied. These mutas are just going to town, man. They're just killing whatever they want. They've just been A-moved. GG for Mystery Meat, and that will be that game. A little bit of Kingdom Hearts music in the background, because Kingdom Hearts is a really good game. I hope you enjoy it. Oh, stretching. Stretch. So TLM, good game from him. We're losing a few of our guys now. Let me go ahead and check on the business. And it looks like this game is going ahead and fizzing out. So, new Obs game. I'm going to go ahead and hop out of this one. And we'll do it again. And Ryan, just so you know, Mike actually got with Feely and they're taking care of that.
Beautiful. I like not having to be involved in those things.
Isn't it nice?
It is the nicest thing ever. I'm actually gonna hop away from my computer real quick, grab myself a bite to eat, and be back here.
Alright, man.
How late are you gonna be up?
Probably until like, I'll probably be casting until about 12 or 12:30.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll be back in a bit. I'm gonna leave the stream up and just mute my microphone on Skype.
Alright, Kanzi. I'll see you later, man. I'm glad you come to check out the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and start up another one and see who's here. We've got 11 stream viewers now. Who do we get in here? Rockloss. Hope you're enjoying the stream. We're about to actually be doing some observers casting of some games. Do we want anybody in here? We got 3 slots open. We got TLM from last time, Dark Knight from last time, Sauron and Pentaflake. What is up, Penta? I'll go ahead. I'll toss some invites out. Let's add. Okay, I think Kanzi's actually done for the night. Nobody else is actually available for playing. Need to catch up on some sleep. Shock Fist. All right, man. Take it easy. I appreciate the compliment. And I'll see you later, man. I got 12 guys in here now. Oh my gosh, I feel so important. I've got 12 viewers. Oh, that's awesome. Anyhow, looks like we've got a few more guys. Pentaflake, what's up, man? Hope you're ready for more casting, Penta. Oh. Excuse me. I've also got another announcement to make. Guys, in the stream, I've actually got my YouTube channel back up and running. So, Dynamite on YouTube. Actually, I'm on Twitch. Twitch at the moment, but uploading to YouTube after. But yeah, I'm actually starting to use YouTube now and upload all the casting that I do either by myself or with Mendo. And I'm putting them on YouTube. So if you don't want to watch them on Twitch, if you want to watch them, YouTube's a lot more mobile friendly and that kind of a thing. I'm actually going to be putting all of the games on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and put that youtube.com/user/ it's the McDominate, because McDominate was taken by some terrible person. I believe Mendo is also going to use YouTube. I told him to set one up last night, and I think he was starting to use that as well. So we will be outsourcing some of our games and cast to YouTube as well. So let me go ahead and blast this one more time. Everyone enjoys it if you wanna check it out. So guys, feel free. Dynamite looks like he's a little bit excited about it. Yeah, man, you gotta love that copy paste. It's I don't ain't nobody got time to type that out every time. So if Dynamite, Dino, what league are you in? I don't know what league. Quick. And Sauron. So I can have an idea. I know you're not bronze. Come on. I know you're not bronze. Come on. Silver. Well, if Sauron is telling the truth and he is indeed a Masters or Diamond level player, our friend Dynamite over here may be in trouble. Oh my gosh, and yes, I believe he will be. So we're gonna go ahead and step in. Go ahead and step into that. Kokoda's always making me giggle over here. And in the top left, we have our pink Zerg Sauron. He, I believe, is going to be a silver. I'm sorry, this is our Diamond level player. He is Diamond League. He's 136 and 96 in Observers, so he's played quite a few Observers games. 58.6% win rate. Pretty awesome win rate there. You can just see that he's winning more games than he's losing, and that's all anybody can ask for. In the bottom right, we've got Dynamite, the green Zerg. Infandus, of course, saying hello to his mother. And since he's on the stream, I'm assuming. And we actually have Dynamite down here. He is 1-11 in Obs, only an 8.3% win rate. Of course, it looks like he is not having the best of luck. It seems like a lot of the times that people that actually play Obs are either like really high skill level or really low and not much in between. That's just kind of how it seems to be after noticing that after casting quite a few of these games. Incoming stream cheaters, Rockwas, I hope not, because that's just lame, man. Don't stream cheat. Just watch the VODs later if you're playing, and listen if you're observing, and that's the best way to do it, because otherwise it's just not any fun. It's actually hard, too. Stream cheating's hard, man. Anyhow, because you gotta pay attention to so many things, but we are going to be stepping into this game. It will be a ZVZ. I'm going to have to put all my money on Sauron on this one, just based on the statistics, but we'll see what Dynamite can pull out of his hat. Sauron, Dark Knight living the game. He did that last time where he joined the game and then left it almost immediately. Once again, Gotham calls, man. You gotta save the city sometimes, I guess. Sauron gonna be playing early macro. Dynamite, of course, is gonna be following it up. Once again, production tab, I left it out, but there it is. Sorry about that, guys. And it looks like we're gonna be seeing some very similar builds here. Supply. That is the word that I'm looking for. Supplies are about the same. Spawning pool going down here for Dynamite and for Sauron. Of course, almost at identical times. I will say that the extractor is coming out a little bit earlier for Sauron. I don't think we've got the extractor yet for Dynamite, so that will delay his ling speed just a little bit. Of course, every second that you're not getting gas, you're not getting ling speed, and that's a pretty big deal. These ZVZ games, excuse me, let me actually get a sip of water really quickly. So good. But these ZVZ games are normally just like balanced on the edge of a knife, man. Especially when you get up into the higher levels. Kokoda's the higher level guy is Sauron. He is a Diamond League. And Dynamite claims that he is bronze. He said in the chat that he is silver. So we'll see exactly. He could still be just completely yanking the chain here and be really good. But we'll see exactly what comes out from him. We do have 2 queens on the way for Sauron. Just one in production right now. For Dynamite, he doesn't have the minerals for the other one yet. So we'll see exactly when he decides to go ahead. There it is. The second one now in production. So just taking a look at the statistics here, not a whole lot different. It looks like they're very similar builds so far. Sauron just barely eking out a drone lead. He's got 22 over the 18. That's probably just that higher level macro pulling that out. We do have the Baneling Nest, actually, so that's going to be a pretty big deal. Baneling Nest coming out for Sauron, while we actually see the Roach Warren coming out for Dynamite, so a little bit of deviation here. It's going to start making things quite interesting. The Overlord here getting pecked away by Sauron's Queen. Actually running into some lag here. ZT lagging just a little bit. Sauron, I think he's going to plot. I'll look him up. Alright, thanks, Ron. I appreciate it. And also, welcome to the stream, man. I don't know if I've seen you around before, but absolutely welcome. Look at this. I totally missed this. This totally epic Sauron-like helmet here decal. I don't know how I missed that. It's like giant pink, but I missed it. And it looks like we do have double queens now coming out. Layer tech coming out already as well. Oh, come on, Z. Come on now. Lagging something fierce. Pentaflake with a friendly get the heck out of here. Oh, yeah, you do need the number. You need the friend code. If you use SC2 ranks, you may actually be able to look them up, but there's probably quite a few Saurons, I would imagine. Man, I used to play a lot of WoW too. I don't even want to talk about my WoW days. I put way too much time and money into that game, and we're just not going to talk about it. It's a dark time. So ZT has left the game. Our friendly lagger has gone ahead and left, and it looks like another Oshik will be killed by Dynamite. No, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with WoW. There's nothing wrong with it. I just played it a lot. I played it a lot for like one summer where I just did nothing else. We're actually still running into a little bit of lag here. But we've got these early roaches coming out for Dynamite, and he went ahead and teched up to layer. I think he's going to just try to tech these roaches up as quickly as he can, all the way probably to speed, and then just go. That's what I would assume anyways. And we're going to see exactly how that's going to pay out, because Sauron is actually taking the greedy route. He's going to be taking that early third hatchery. I don't think he's scouted the roach play yet, so he may be taken by surprise. I mean, he's got the Baneling Nest, and he's got the one spine for defense, but right now, he's just happy to drone up. Overlord actually coming out. It looks like Dynamite got a little bit supply block there. Burrow Tech actually. So he's actually going to be doing burrowed roaches, and I think he's going to try to get those across the map and sneak them in. But I don't know if that's going to work, because he's got all of this. Sauron's got all of this Overlord placement on the map. He'll have to run them like around the vision here. Doesn't have the watch. He's got this one watchtower, but this could potentially go really, really well for Dynamite, or it could just flop, because Sauron's going to have all of the economy to back up what he's doing. He's got the Roach Warren coming out. He's got the Layer Tech coming out, I believe. Did I miss it? Yeah, he's got the Layer already done as well. And look at this, actually, Roach Speed already coming out for Sauron. So that this is just the difference in class, if you will. Ling is going to get in here and see all the roaches. He's actually seeing everything. But even though Dynamite had everything researched early and everything, like, he's not even going to have roach speed in time, because he'll have Glital Reconstitution. Actually, I don't think that's... sorry, Tumbling Claws is the other one. And this Ling will get taken out, I believe. There it goes now, but he's going to have +1 attack, but honestly, he's losing his window of opportunity. He made these early roaches. I thought he was going to be aggressive with them. Is he going to go ahead... There, he's going to go ahead and move them out across the map, but honestly, Sauron is not going to have too much trouble holding this off, I don't believe, because he's got the roach tech. He'll have the speed before the roaches are done for Dynamite, before roach speed is done, and now he's got 10 roaches on the way. So this is just by having those extra hatcheries, by having all the extra drones, Dynamite has lost his window of opportunity. Once again, he is supplied like 4 more on the way. He will be able to run into this. He's going to snipe one unlucky roach there who just woke up on the wrong side of the hatchery. But I don't believe that he's actually going to be able to do a lot with this, because here come the roaches now for Sauron. Well, I will say this, Sauron is kind of, he's layering these roaches in one at a time, and he's actually going to lose his roaches like that. This actually, he needs to go ahead, and he needs to wait until they're all spawned at once. Dynamite actually kind of doing the same thing, where half of his roaches are attacking the hatchery, and the other half are attacking the army. Definitely not the best play here. Drones actually pushed off the line, so we're having some roach on a roach battle, but the defender's advantage is definitely going to go to Sauron, as his reinforcement will get here way before Dynamite's can, and while they both and look at this, Sauron actually has the +1 before Dynamite was able to get it, playing a huge role in this battle as well, plus the roach speed just now finishing up. Sauron holding that off no problem at all, and Dynamite is going to be moving into this mid-game with a huge disadvantage. You can see it in the supply. Sauron just getting supply blocks for the first time. He's actually got the Infestor Tech already ready. Pathogen Glance coming up. +1 armor coming up as well. That +1 carapace. Dynamite's already got it finished, but +2 armor, or +2 weapons, excuse me, or missile attacks, I should say, for Sauron will be out here soon. Taking a look at the army tab, you can see that it definitely favors Sauron. It's 42-227. And if we do a workers kill count, I believe there was, 3 workers were killed by Dynamite, but that's really not the damage that you need to do with the kind of push that he lost like that. These rocks are just not going to be coming down, but honestly, the big game ender here is just going to be the fact that Dynamite doesn't have the economy to back this up. Taking a look at the units, 35 drones to 60. You know, all the larva is going to be a huge deal. The drones are a huge deal. Just the queens and the injects and the macro that Sauron has got behind his play is going to carry him into this game, no problem. All of these roaches now created. Once again, taking a look at that army tab, it's now balanced out because of this flood of wings. But honestly, I don't think that Dynamite is going to be able to do a lot in this game to get himself back into sort of a miracle. Sauron is going to need to do some kind of poor play to really get Dynamite back in here. Dynamite has to get himself onto 3 bases and deny one of Sauron's bases to really get back into this game. So we'll see if it's possible. Looks like Sauron is going to go ahead and gear up for an attack here. But I will say that the attack will probably favor Dynamite just because he's got that defender's advantage. Like I said, where your reinforcements can come right here. But if the losses are very similar, then Sauron will be favored in that engagement. Dynamite needs to win this next battle very, very convincingly. 4 already coming up for Sauron, so he's just continuing to secure that lead. Hydra's actually coming up. I missed the Hydra Den. Hydra's coming up for Dynamite. Not a bad play there, just because that the DPS that Hydras do is so good. Missile attacks +2 coming up for both of our players here. But I don't believe, let's take a look at the Hydra Den. Yeah, Groove Spines actually was not researched, so the Hydras won't be able to attack. And the Hydra Den is, of course, coming out for Sauron, and we will probably see the Groove Research coming out as soon as he can afford it on that gas as well. So it looks like similar play styles from both of our players here, but honestly, it's just a little bit too little and a little too late for Dynamite. He's going to go ahead and run these wings right on out to the death. They all die immediately. Don't really know what the point of that was. He didn't do a whole lot. Infestors are here as well. I'm going to go ahead and put some of my money on Sauron. Whoops. And we're going to see what this battle has in store for us. Rock was calling it. That absolutely was a waste of wings. Hydras were a good choice because the DPS will work well in a roach-on-roach battle. But honestly, it's just at the end of the day, it's the army supply. What does he have? Not nearly enough. The tech is behind. The upgrades are slightly behind. Actually, 2-2, but still, the tunneling claws will be good. Infestor's going to be having plenty of fungals and a couple of infested Terran, if this is indeed the calm before the storm. This one drone, all he wanted to do is go over here and become a hatchery. These roaches going to stop him right in his tracks. They told him to go out. They told him to become something greater than he was before, and he was stopped by the evil roaches. So a couple of infested Terrans here. I don't really know why those were made. I think they were going to scout. We've actually got the guys coming up to check this out. Overseer Cocoon, actually in production. He sees it, and there's the giant fungal going to cover most of these roaches. And while fungals don't do an incredible amount of damage to the roaches as opposed to something like Hydras, just that DPS is going to make such a huge deal. He's going to try to target down those infestors, but it won't matter. All of these roaches dying almost immediately. He tries to sit them under, burrow them, but the Overseer sees everything, and now the supplies for Dynamite plummet. He's got 3 Hydras left to his name. Aspire about to finish, but it won't matter. Infestors are pretty damn good. Hydra's already on the field as well. And all Sauron really needs to do now is just march up this ramp and win the game. And it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. These Hydras are all dying. Plenty of roaches coming in. The roaches reinforcing for Dynamite are not going to be nearly enough. Sauron just getting his base completely torn to pieces here. I believe it was just a case of outclass, man. I think it was just the lead. Sauron, I believe, is Diamond. He's played more games. He's just got more experience. And, not detracting away from Dynamite. I don't want to say in any way that he's a bad player. He made good decisions, but his mechanics just weren't really there to follow up the macro that Sauron was able to outproduce him on. So Sauron will be victorious. GG there for our first game on this Obs. A really good game, though. I think it was a pretty passive ZVZ. It wasn't just something super duper cheesy. It looks like we will have Infandas versus Sauron, so we will have another ZVZ. It would have gone a lot better if he had that third. I completely agree. And let me see, is anyone here enjoying the stream? I'm just kind of curious to see what kind of an amount of people that are actually in the game are also watching. And just also, if you've got any tips or music suggestions or anything like that, or if you've got any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to let me know. Normally, I'm just going to, since we've got a little bit of downtime, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about me and what we're doing here. Normally, I actually cast with a co-caster. His name is Mendo, a.k.a. Alex, and sorry with a "You are not Stefano." But his name is Alex, and we've been co-casting these Observers games, just kind of jumping into them and casting them as we see it for the last couple of weeks now, ever since probably last week, earlier last week we've been doing it. It's been a lot of fun so far, and we've had a pretty good amount of people enjoying the stream. I'm going to go ahead and jump into this game and introduce our players. In the top left, we've got the Blue Zerg and Fandus. We haven't seen him play yet. He states that he's in Platinum League. Not really enough games to go off of. He's 3-6, but 33.3% win rate. But honestly, that only playing 9 games is no indication of skill. We've got Sauron, our guy in the Diamond League. He's 137 and 96 with a 58% win rate. Saw him play last game. He was very good. And we'll see exactly what he decides to do this game. But yeah, so we've just been casting obs and have a good time with it. I hope everybody is enjoying it and having a good time with what we're doing here. We've actually managed to pick up a lot of really cool guys in the chat. So like you'll see some of the regulars here in the stream are really nice and a lot of fun. And I almost thought that was misplaced. That looks like it's far away, but I guess it's not. So we will have hatch first for Sauron, and Fandus going ahead and opting for the earlier spawning pool and gas. So he will have speed much earlier. And I think he's actually just going to go with a one-base play here, because it doesn't look like he's... Well, I guess he could still go ahead and expand, but we'll see exactly what he decides to do here with this early gas and early pool. And now, I will say that if Sauron doesn't micro appropriately... Excuse me, if he doesn't micro appropriately, he could be in a lot of trouble because of this really kind of ballsy early hatchery. Spawning pool only about halfway done. Spawning pool, of course, already completed for Infandus. He's got those overlords in production now. Queen coming up. Wouldn't be surprised to see speed. There it is. And we'll see exactly what he decides to do with this. I think it's just going to be early lings. I wouldn't even be surprised. Okay, he pulled the gas off of here, so I think it's going to be early ling aggression, and then behind that will probably be an expansion, because this is in no way an all-in or anything, but it's definitely an early aggression play. Rockwest thinks that he is going to possibly be early quick muters or something, but I don't think that's what it's going to be, man, because he already pulled the lings out of this gas. I think what he wanted to do was just get as many lings as possible and do some aggression to punish a build just like what Sauron did. Because he knows that if Sauron went hatch first, he won't have a lot to defend with. But I believe that he's... Yeah, so check this out. Sauron's going to properly defend himself. He's got spine crawlers coming out. I wouldn't be surprised to see a spine crawler at this base as well. He's got those queens coming. And he's got plenty of lings on the field. And Fandus only creating 4 lings right now. How many does he have total? Let's take a look at the unit station. So it's 8 for Infandus and 8 for Sauron. So right now Sauron really isn't going to be hurting too bad in order to hold this off. We've got 10 lings now. A couple more, so 14 lings. He is forcing plenty of ling. And here's the expansion for Infandus. But honestly, at this point, Infandus' build is honestly vastly behind, I feel like, going into this mid-game if he doesn't do any damage. Because down here, Sauron's already got 2 queens popping injections out left and right. He's already got that hatchery done. I mean, this hatchery's not even halfway finished. There's only 1 queen for him. He's got another in production, but I don't really understand why he may... Okay, so it looks like he is going to try to do some damage here, but the spine crawler will be completely done, and this is completely walled off as well. No way those lings are going to be getting into that main. And, I mean, he might be able to, like, jump in... Oops, sorry about that. He might be able to jump in and maybe snipe the queen or the spine crawler, but he's going to lose the majority of these lings. Sauron having none of it. He's not letting him get into that main. I mean, he is forcing more lings from Sauron, and he's forcing this baneling nest, which is a good play. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think this is going to be worth it at all. Good engagement here by Sauron. Going to go ahead and snag another couple of lings. I mean, he's denying mining there, sure, but like I said, I just feel like he's so behind. No, yeah, this is absolutely not the damage that he wanted to do. what he really wanted to do was run right into the main and kill as many drones as he could. But Sauron was completely prepared. I mean, he scouted it way early with that Overlord. He knew exactly what it looked like he wanted to do. Ace Force hopping online, another one of our regular players here. But he knew what he wanted to do, and he stopped it. He prepared for it appropriately, and he stopped it in his tracks. So, Roach War now coming up for Infandus. I wouldn't be surprised to see the third hatchery coming out for Sauron, just because he loves his macro. I've seen it in these last couple of games. But I don't think this Roach Warren is really going to pay off. It looks like some wings attacking from Sauron. I actually completely missed this. Sorry about that, guys. I was stretching. I looked away, and it looks like Sauron just going to roll in here with way too many wings. And lol, GG from Infandus. I totally missed that, guys. I'm so sorry. I stretched at the very wrong minute, but Infandus just got completely overwhelmed by the macro. I think what happened there is he had made the lings that he wanted to make, and then what ended up happening was when it didn't do any damage, he just went into macro mode. And because Sauron already had all the macro that he needed, he just decided to make another big wave of lings and win the game. And that's exactly what he did. Leviathan on the field here for Sauron. So it looks like nobody wants to test the mettle of Sauron. I don't know how many of these guys we've already lost. Not 100% sure there.
Alright, I am back from my my getting sandwich.
The sandwich, the great sandwich excursion. He's going to be coming back here. Infandus going to be playing random. TF Wrath going to go ahead and leave the game. You can't go back into macro if your enemy is way ahead in macro. No, I completely agree. You absolutely have to do damage or you lose, and that's exactly what we saw. Yeah, so Sauron actually left, and then... Okay, there we go. So it will be Sauron versus Infandus once again. What's up?
You guys want to hear a funny story
I'd love
about
to
Alex Park? He's got this test tomorrow, right? And he's been playing Portal 2 in my apartment all the time. The whole time. Since he first told me he had a test tomorrow, he's still been sitting in front of the Xbox. Not even playing, but watching.
Oh my god. He's literally the worst person. He's the worst human being.
Top 5 all time.
God. He could be the casting. He could be casting the whole time. What is he? Plays Portal. Oh, God. Alright, anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and get into the introductions here. We've got Sauron, who is so far undefeated. He's 2-0, and I believe he won all of his games last match as well. He is our Diamond League Zerg, spawning in the bottom right as the pink color, and he is Diamond 138 to 96. He's just now hitting 59% with his win rate. In the top left, we have Infandus once again playing another match. He is a Platinum League random player. He is 3-7, so not the best stats, but not a lot of games to go off of. He will be spawning as Protoss this time around, so maybe his PVZ will be a little bit better than the ZVZ was, because Sauron was all over the ZVZ. Mirror matchups are pretty hard because it just comes down to skill, and whereas when you're different races, you can kind of have a little bit more leeway. And we'll see exactly what he decides to do this game. Obviously, it will be a Forge Fast expand, and we'll see where it goes from there. I think my playlist actually ended. No, Great Fairy Fountain theme. Excellent. We're gonna go ahead and move to the next song. And it looks like just your basic openings here. Here comes the blah, 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 drone to make that hash rate. And this is so weird. It looks like it's far away to me, but I think it's just the angle that we're at here. It's so far away. Looks so far away, guys. But we did see the Forge first from Infandus. A lot of times we'll see that you just chrono all the way up to 17 and build that Nexus first. That is the most economic, and that is not what he decided to do. Forge is a little bit more of a defensive play, but against somebody like Sauron, who has been playing macro all day long, I probably would have tried to do something as macro heavy as I could. Spawning Pool is going to be coming out now. For Sauron about halfway done there, and probably going to be seeing a drone heading over here to take this third early as well, just because I feel like that's what Sauron wants to do with his playstyle. And I don't believe that any of this was actually scouted. Like, I don't think that there was ever a probe that went over from Infandus. He was just completely content with not scouting at all, not trying to deny anything at all. I normally personally like trying to deny the hatchery for as long as you can, just because it kind of throws your opponent off kilter a little bit, you know? And so Sauron will be going ahead and taking this third hatchery like I suspected. I'm going to get my last sip of water here. Thank you so much, Wrath. I appreciate the compliment. You're making me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Thanks a lot, man. He said I did a good job in the chat. Just in case you want to read. But just a little shout out to him.
I can confirm there was a compliment in the chat.
And yeah, Rockwaz just commenting over it. It definitely looks defensive. It definitely not as macro oriented as it could have been. But we do have the double gas here, and the timing on that kind of makes me think that this could be a Mortal Century, just based on the timing of these double gas. The Mortal Century all-in push is, I mean, technically you're supposed to do Nexus at 17, so it'll be delayed regardless. But you get the double gas at around 20 to 21. Then the first building that you make after this will be the Robo, start chronoing out. So we'll see exactly what he decides to do. Of course, it looks like he actually delayed that cybernetics score. I think he actually forgot to build that. So we'll see, because, I mean, this gateway was done. He had enough time to chrono out a Zealot, and before he actually built the cybernetics score, I think that was actually just a mistake. I'm not 100% sure. Could have been some kind of defensive play there, but it feels really late. As a protest player, I would feel uncomfortable having my cybernetics score that behind. And Sauron, like I said, he's just droning, man. He's got two lanes on the field, and I think that's his entire lane. Yeah, one lane on the field, and then 33 drones. I really feel like Infandus needs to do something. Because if he didn't delay any of these hatcheries, like, this is literally, Sauron is getting the PvZ game that he only dreams about, where there's no scouting, there's no interruption, there's no aggression, you literally just drone. And then you get all the drones that you want, and then you win the game. Because of that economy being so far ahead. And Infandus getting Stargate, actually, so he's going to go ahead and open Stargate, and check this out. Sauron, he's going to open double Stargate. Sauron's going to scout everything. So there's no Stalker here to deny this. Only 2 Zealots on the field, so he's going to go ahead and go double Stargate all the way across the sky. I'm sorry I had to say it. But so he will be going ahead and getting all 4 of his assimilators here. Stargate now finishing out, but honestly, I mean, Phoenix are pretty good. Stargate openings are okay, but against somebody who A, scouters are built, and B, has all the macros that they want, I just don't know how good it's going to be. I mean, Roach Warren coming out now. Spore Crawlers already coming down in the main and the natural. I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple here. Yeah, there's the 2 here at the third. So, I mean, he's got this Phoenix, and they'll be able to snipe a few Overlords, but I don't think that this is really going to do the damage that he wants to do. We've got this Void Ray, 2 Void Rays coming out now. A lot of gas actually in the bank. This Phoenix could go around and do a lot of really good Overlord hunting, but take a look at this. Sauron actually has all of his Overlords planted at home. Absolutely none of them are out on the map to be sniped by this Phoenix, except for this one over here, and that one hasn't been seen yet. Now it looks like he will go ahead and shoot out across the map with his Phoenix. 2 Void Rays in production, a couple more Gateways now coming out, but honestly, I think Infandus, I don't think he can decide what he wants to do. And what's happening is he's kind of trying to do like the Renaissance build, where you do a little bit of everything, but nothing's very good at anything, if that makes sense. Because he's going to have 2 Void Rays, 1 Phoenix, 3 Void Rays now, but that one's supply blocked actually. Pylon not okay. There's the Pylon finishing up. So at most 4 Void Rays when he wants to push out with this. And all he's going to need is, look, 3 spores here, 2 spores here, over here in the main, another 2 spores, queens at every single one of those, another Evo chamber, Roach is on the way. This is everyone once again just kind of poking up to see what he can see. But I don't think he's going to be able to do anything. I mean, the Phoenix is going to scout around and see every single one of these Spore Crawlers almost taking hull damage, actually, just from flying around scouting. So I don't think, and there's going to be the first shot that Spore Crawler turned around and wanted him, but he didn't get the piece of it that he wanted. I mean, I honestly think that if he had just tried maybe like a gateway, like a heavy gateway push early or something, or just anything, any kind of early aggression would have been nice. But look at this. Sauron has got 67 drones. He's almost at that sweet 70 spot. He's got his Hydra Den almost completed. No doubt we're going to see group spines coming out of that as soon as it finishes. And there it is. And you know, he's got all the vision, he's got all the map control, he's got everything he wants. I mean, he's got what do we have? 4, 6, so we'll have 6 Void Rays. So he's actually completely committing to this Void Ray army. But honestly, all that's going to happen is he's going to run into a bunch of Hydras and then he's going to lose. And I don't like calling games like that, but Sauron is so far ahead at this point that it's hard to see any other option. He'll need something short of a miracle to get back in this game. And Hydra's now on the field, 12 Roaches as well to take care of any ground army. These Zealots will be melted away by the... And look at this, did he not research Warp Gate? Okay, so he researched Warp Gate, but he is not using it. He's got these gateways just manually producing Zealots. What is this, Stone Age? Like, we haven't made Zealots by hand since 1995, man. So seriously, needs to go ahead and get those teleported into warp gates. Gonna knock these rocks down. Probably gonna try to take a third, but honestly, it's just too little, too late at this point. Florencio, of course, approving. Rock Wasp Nice. It should have been a heavy gateway or a Mortal Sentry 2 base all in. I completely agree because Sauron would just macroed, and that's all he did. Any kind of early timing would have done a considerable amount of damage, and now this is out. I would say this is quite a lot of Void Rays. And with the Zealots, he's doing a little bit more damage to this army than I thought. I think Sauron actually got a little bit ahead of himself here, but now your Void Rays, you're not attacking with your Void Rays. Okay, there he goes. I think he actually got a little ahead of himself with that army and lost a lot of units there. The Void Rays are actually, he's massing them up pretty well, but I still don't think, I think all Sauron really has to do at this point is go, okay, Void Rays, and then mass produce on those Hydras. Probably get a Spine or a Spire at some point and make some Corruptors. Look at this. He's just going to double expand, man. He doesn't even care. He doesn't even care. He's just going to macro up because he knows that at this point, Infandus doesn't have the army that he needs to actually move out across the map and engage. So instead of trying to end it early and overextend, he's just going to get 2 bases ahead. Infandus will probably be able to take this third base, but honestly, taking this third base means that he's only slightly less behind, which means he's still incredibly behind. And so this army is about ready to move out. Sauron getting ever closer to that max. I think Infandus is going to move out with this army and just see what kind of damage he can do, but honestly, there's quite a few Hydras here. Taking a look at the Hydras, almost 16 Hydras, about 14 Hydras there, and he will not be able, I don't believe, to hold this push. Even if he's able to kill all of these Hydras and Roaches here, all Sauron has to do is remax. And look at that, 30 links in production. Infandus forced to run away. He's managing to pick off all these units. I don't think a few of these Zealots will indeed fall before they get back home. Infandus doesn't have a lot left that he's going to be able to really do with this. Once again, I'm going to bet all my money on Sauron. I'm going to start getting some chips, man. And here he goes. He's going to go ahead and turn and attack the Hydras with some really good focus fire on the Void Rays. Not even worrying about the focus fire anymore. And he's just going to run right up into this base. 72 supply to 163. GG from Infandus. I think you got to take that apostrophe out of there, man. There he goes. And that is going to be the game. Too many Hydras to deal with. He made those double Stargate, and it just didn't pay off for him. And that's going to be that, man. So Sauron undefeated still. You know what? I might have to play one. This is silly. I might have to just jump in. Mendo's not around. I hope you guys don't mind. But I'm going to see if I can't beat him. Just because, man. Just because. Because I haven't played a game in a long time. Because all I do is cast. So hopefully if you guys coming in, hopefully you're not just looking to see some casting. Because I'm going to go ahead and play this game. I'm going to do the best that I can. I actually haven't played a game in like 4 or 5 days. So I'm going to be super rusty. I'm probably going to lose. But we're just going to see what happens, man. So I'm going to attempt to narrate this the best I can. I typically get into super tryhard mode when I play, and I have trouble casting and talking at the same time. Sauron, you better not be stream sniping. That would be so upsetting. Let's go ahead and rally you down there. And we'll see. Of course, you're probably hearing the lovely click-clack of my keyboard. I'll try to keep the spam to a minimum since I'm actually streaming or casting the game as opposed to just casting. I know that spam can probably get pretty annoying, but I like keeping my APM up. It keeps my fingers hot, man. We'll see exactly what our friend Sauron is up to. Go ahead and chrono that out. Pylon finish. Let's see if I can't. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of denying the Purifier. I'm actually playing this time around, man. Because the Sauron guy, there's nobody was beating him, and I wasn't gonna have any of it. So we're gonna see what he is doing up here. I'm gonna make a greedy old macro play just because this guy is really close claim is better than complete loss because of talking. I will keep that in mind. So I will do my best to not overdo the talking. So there's the spawning pool just now dropping for our friend Sauron. Come on now, do that chrono. We're gonna see if I can't deny this. A little bit. So we did have spawning pool first, so he's not doing hatch first. Actually, I'll probably poke back in there in just a second and make sure he's not getting his gas already. Because that would make me think that he's doing something kind of cheesy. Alright, and here is, indeed. Come on, I don't have the minerals to the pylon. Got it. I think that'll deny it. Probably shouldn't have lost that guy, but it's whatever. Go ahead and get that money back. Build my gateway. And get one more pylon. And then we start to go ahead and get the dim probes. Oh wait, I don't think I needed to actually chrono boost that, because I'm not sure if this pylon will finish in time. I'm just a scrub, guys. Don't yell at me in the chat. I'm sorry. Alright, let's go ahead and make cannon over here. And we'll do our best to defend. Hopefully he's not just going to like make a bunch of wings and then win the game with them. That would be really unfortunate. That would be kind of sad, because that cannon's actually a little bit late, because I denied his base for a second. So we will hope for the best on that. Go ahead and do one of those. Go ahead and do one of these. Do one of those. And let's make some probes. Go ahead and keep that walled off for now. Just in case. Don't want him doing anything crazy. Oh, God, I forgot gas. Guys! Guys, gas! Oh, Lord. Guys, I forgot gas. I was supposed to drop that at 20 supply. I'm not even going to have warp get in time. Oh my gosh, like I said, I'm such a scrub. This is the problem of talking and playing at the same time. Hopefully this will still even be competitive, but this is going to put my push way behind. Way, way, way behind. And it's about that time. So actually, I guess we're just going to make another zealot. I'm going to go ahead and scout. Yeah, run away! Run away! Yeah, get out of here. Scrub. Get out of here. Alright, start the warp gate. Do that still. Quit being so terrible, Jacob. You can do this. Why are you following him? You need to scout. This again. Guys, all my zealots are idiots. There's nothing I can do about it. Look at this guy. He's going to try to scout. He's going to have none of it. I'm queued up like crazy too. Excuse me being terrible once again. Oh, please tell me there's a third. Yes, there is. That is lovely. That's good news for me. Because I'm about to do... Hopefully this won't get scouted super early, but I'm about to do this. This is the patented make dominate 6 gateway push. Actually, that's 7. That's okay. And what are we going to do now? We're going to push out. You'll be fine. I have faith.
Justice be done. Command me.
Go ahead. Let's not keep some of those actually. Only a couple.
Research complete.
Alright, so we'll see what I'm able to do with this push. I think the timing on it is pretty good. This is actually a pretty brutal push if you're not ready for it. Should have one more gateway producing. One spine crawler. I think I will be able to hold just fine against a single spine crawler. Just kidding, we're gonna do some ground damage. pretty good so far. Pretty good indeed.
Justice. We stand as
Alright. Going ahead and moving in. What's that? 6 roaches? Nah, man. A little more than 6 roaches. A little more than 6 roaches. A little more than that. Alright, let's get some macro going in the back of this, just in case a miracle happens. And manages to hold. Did he leave the game? I really didn't mean to make you leave the game, man. Oh, I didn't mean to hurt his feelings. Oh man, Ace. Listen, man, that's how you win games. New lobby time. New lobby. Oh, now I got the adrenaline pumping because I won and I feel good. Follow me if you like more casting. Alright guys, sorry. Sauron was winning all of the games. And I had to step in for all of my Protoss brethren out there. And, you know, apparently he got a little upset. I didn't mean to get him upset. I was a little...
Oh, Jacob, you rustled his jimmies.
Man, I rustled his jimmies pretty bad. So, Ace, I just revealed to you my secret win against every Zerg strategy. While I was in Tata, Mr. Tessler. Guys, actually, yeah. The crying tears of happiness for the Protoss right now. I'm representing Protoss everywhere, Kokotis. What I'm going to do is start up another Obs game. I'm only going to cast a little bit more tonight because it's getting kind of close to the bedtime. And I've got a lot to do tomorrow. Ace, don't worry, listen, Ace, me and you will 1v1, and then I'll do the same thing and I'll kill you. It'll be great. I'm going to go ahead and do one more, and while this starts to get underway, I'm actually going to go fill up my cup of water and use the restroom. Oh yeah, we got Florencio in here, we got Sauron in here. Sauron. No hard feelings, mate. Hopefully, he won't want me dead. But everybody, feel free to hop in this game if you'd like to play. Pentaflake coming on in. Bum. Oh, Bum! What's up, Bum? We got Bum in here. Bum, of course, one of our first guys that we haven't seen him in a while. And I'm going to go ahead and blast my stream in there. And I'm actually going to use the restroom and fill up my cup of water. Hopefully I will be back in time. I will be right back, guys. Hang on one second. Get my headphones on. All right. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Saying that a little bit late, but a lot of the guys in here are regular viewers anyway. And since I'm just not coming back in, I'm going to go ahead and get right into the game. So we actually have Goomba playing as the red Protoss in the top left. Let's take a look at his stats. He is 19-4, 82.6% win rate. So he has not played many games, but what he has played, he is destroying. So I would only assume he's unknown league, probably close to Diamond, I would at least have to assume. And in the bottom right, of course, we have Bum. He is one of the veterans of Observers. 641 wins, 273 losses. 70.1% win rate with almost 900 games. Absolutely outrageous. Bum, of course, is a great player. I believe he is Masters, if I'm not mistaken, possibly Diamond. I'd have to take a look at that one more time. Sometimes I get Bum and Aces leagues confused. Somebody can fix me on that if they'd like. But that is going to be that. This is going to be the intro here, and I had a couple questions. Who asked me about that? I had 7 gates. 7 gates last game. I don't remember who asked me that, but it looks like we've got a little bit of harass coming on from both sides here. Probe actually doing a little bit of damage. Drone over here trying to chew his way through a couple of probes himself. And spawning pool will go down first for Bum, so he won't be doing the hatchery first or anything. I believe he can't say it would have been delayed by this, so it's probably the better play anyways. I believe it was actually a 17 pool, so a little bit late, but you know, it's a macro play, so it is all good. And we've got, of course, Bum is actually over here trying to deny, what looks like trying to deny the Forge, but I think it's going to be the expansion first for Goomba. He actually an extra probe there. I guess he's expecting to lose this one. Normally you drop the Nexus at 17, but he's actually floating minerals now because he's working on the denying of this. And of course, it's pretty hard because you actually want to drop your Nexus at the same time you want to deny his. And what'll happen is, just like we see here, he actually floated an extra 200 minerals over what he needed to set his Nexus down on. But that's okay. He was able to deny this at the same time, so it should even out. Gateway, Forge, and Pylon all dropping down for Goomba. Pretty standard stuff here. The Purifier, it takes forever to type there. I'm sorry, Florencio, I actually missed what you said. And this drone will not be able to get in. I thought he was going to run in and just see, but I guess all the tech is right here at the front anyway, and it doesn't really matter. We got double hatcheries coming down, of course, for Bum. Pretty standard stuff there. 4 Lings on the field. Going to go ahead and come across and see if they can do a little bit of preliminary damage. Now, I'll be honest, guys. 4 Lings, like, if you hit this wall early enough, like, this one probe is already halfway dead for 1, and 2, he won't actually, this cannon I don't believe is going to finish. So these 4 Lings are going to be able to kill this probe, and then just run straight on in and do as much damage here as they can. And assuming Goomba doesn't have the best defense, he actually is going to be taking probably, you know, a couple of drone kills. So he'll have to A, attack with his drones. He doesn't have any other forms of attack. Down here, he's a little bit distracted. He's got all of these Lings here, and he's going to go ahead and try to surround them. I think he's trying to move them to the cannon, but I honestly, I 100% do not agree with that. Because look, all of these probes are now going to die. That probe's going to die. You're mining over here, but you don't have your gases. It's only 4 Lings. You can actually surround 4 Lings with this many probes and not lose any probes, I don't believe. Maybe you might lose like 1, but oh my goodness, that was honestly not the decision that I would have gone with. But that's okay. Goomba's got this Zealot up here now, doing a little bit of micro with it, but he's not hitting the same Zergs. Now, he may actually lose the Zealot if he's not careful. There he goes. He will be able to attack. You got to attack with your Zealots, man. And he over-kited just a little bit. He should have just kind of attacked 1, I think. Now these Zergs are continuing to wreak havoc in this base, sending Goomba further and further behind. Bum not playing any games with these Lings, doing a ton of damage that you wouldn't even expect to happen so early. All he hit him with was 4 Lings. It does look like Bum is supply blocked pretty bad right now. A couple of overlords need to be made. There's one, and immediately supply blocked again as soon as that overlord finished because he's queued up all 3 queens. It looks like his micro and APM was going into that harass. Not a bad play just because of how much damage he was able to do. Taking a look at the workers killed. 4 workers killed, while it's not a very big number this early in the game, it's a pretty big deal. And of course, the gases now very, very far behind. You can see, I don't believe Warpgate, okay, Warpgate is done, or is not done, but is in production, but it's behind, man. Like, everything right now is behind for Goomba because of that damage. So, we'll see exactly what he decides to do, if it's going to be something similar to like what I did last game with a large gateway 2-gate push, or maybe something like a Mortal All-In, or even a Stargate opening. Now, I do have to say, Stargate openings are probably my least favorite against Zerg, simply because Zerg, especially like a 3-base Zerg like this, they normally can scout it with this Overlord right here and prepare for it way before you can actually do any damage with it. So I'm not a big fan of Stargate openings. That's just kind of an aside for me. We will see 3 gateways coming up here. We will see whether or not there's going to be 3 more gateways anywhere, or maybe that robotics bay, or robotics facility, I believe it's called. Robotics facility is the one, and there's the robotics facility on the low ground. It will probably be scouted. I don't think, I feel like he had a stalker in production, but I think he cancels to make this sentry. The sentry will not be out in time to deny this scout, so Bum will see the robo bay, or robo facility, excuse me. And look at this, we actually have a little bit of early aggression, so there's the stalker. I was wondering where it went, so Bum will be under just a little bit of early aggression from the initial zealot and stalker. Honestly, not a bad play here. I actually really like this, because look at this, it's forcing 22 Zerglings and 2 spine crawlers. So Bum would have loved for every single one of those to be drones right now, but instead, he's forced to make a ton of lings. He's forced to make all of these spine crawlers, and it's setting his macro behind. So honestly, I think this was a good play by Goomba. He is going to lose. I don't know if it paid itself off, but I think the forcing of the drones, because now look at this, 15 drones now in production for Bum. He would have loved to have that wave of drones much earlier, as opposed to having to make all that, and the Stalker will escape. These lings not getting much in it. I believe you, Ace, it does look like it's going to be an Immortal Sentry all-in, but the supply blocks here, brutal for Goomba, stopping that Observer. Apparently nobody bets, man. I don't know what's up with it. I don't typically bet. I'm too busy casting. But we do have the Observer coming out, but it's delayed because of that supply block, and I think he would have loved to have an Immortal or 2 out by now, but we're going to see exactly what he decides to do. Chrono Boost still wrapping around on it, just kind of being wasted. A little bit of over Chrono there. Plenty of lings on the outside of the base, but they're not going to be able to do anything because of all of these sentries. Goomba's actually going to go ahead and wall this off tight and then go out the back. I don't get that at all either. Because what would it be a better thing? Because now you've got this tight wall here, that's all of your fortifications, and a giant open gap in the back of your base. So that's just kind of silly. I mean, I guess you could be saying that he's taking the 3rd Dark Quest. That's not a bad idea at this point, but it looks like he wants to make an aggressive push before he takes that 3rd, I would think. But, I guess to each his own. We'll see exactly what he decides to do here. I believe, though, at this point, if he decides to take a 3rd, he's just behind. You really need to take an earlier 3rd to keep up with a Zerg who takes the early 3rd. I mean, look at this drone count. We've got 80 drones. He is at the optimal 80 drones. You never want more than 80. Look at this. Full saturation on every single one of his base. Bum literally gets to spend the rest of the game teching and making units. He never has to make another drone, ever, until he loses some. So it looks like he does want to take this 3rd. It will be denied for just a little while by that creep. And look at this. Now he's forced to go across the map and try to make something of this. These Zerglings will be taken out, or at least have it forced to run away. But this push is coming too late for it to be an actually a good push. Like, there's no way that he's going to actually have enough firepower here to take out what Bum has with the amount of, look at this, 8 roaches, Spire Tech almost done. He could, probably at any point, Bum could make something like another, 13, 14 roaches, no problem. And there it goes, right up to 13, 14. And there we will be seeing that push being held off completely. Goomba, it looks like, knows that his position is not incredibly favorable right now, and is going to go back home. Going to try to go ahead and expand here, but like I said, I just feel like he's behind.
It ain't easy.
It looks like he is very behind indeed. It looks like we got a little bit of
Alex hit me.
noise going on from Ryan then, and that's fine. People
Because I wouldn't stop making this.
So we will be going ahead and taking the Nexus here. But I just don't know what he's going to be able to do. 4th already coming up for Bum, so that he can transfer all of these guys out of his main and get that extra gas whenever he wants it. So army supply right now probably going to be, favoring Bum as well. So Gooma's just behind in every sense of the word. I will say this, if he is able to max up an army and hold back on these 3 bases, then he will still have a chance, just because the Protoss Death Ball is so good and it's very, very powerful. Especially because Bum is actually going to, if he's not careful, he's going to max out on roaches. He will max out on roaches and lings, and his tech, while it'll be max, if he goes max versus max against, you know, Colossus, Stalker, Sentry, Zealot, and probably maybe some Immortals in there for sure, then that army will lose in a one-on-one engagement. However, if Bum capitalizes on his macro and attacks just as soon as he hits max, way before Goomba is able to hold it off, he'll definitely be able to do some damage. I wouldn't be surprised if this army is able to deny the third, but we'll see exactly what he does. He's got a lot of force fields saved up. He's got some Immortals. He's got some Colossus. Extender Thermal Lance is going to finish before this push hits. So it will be possible that he can hold on to this third, even though this army for Bum will be quite terrifying. It looks like Bum getting his fourth up now, starting on working on getting that saturated. Upgrades coming for air, adrenal glands, hive tech already done, Muta's already done. And it looks like we've got Muta's coming in over here on the left side. That's going to pull his army out. Look at this. He's going to pull a lot of his army out, and then I bet money, guys, we're going to see this army rush its way into the third. So he's going to lose quite a few probes here. Stalker's trying to blink forward and take out some of these, but I will say that Goomba did a good job of not pulling everything, and then here comes the counterattack by Bum. He does this time and time again. There is quite a lot of armies still left here, though, so I will say that Goomba did good not to completely overreact. Hydras will be forced to leave. Some pretty good force fields going to stop this from losing his third, so I will say quite a good job there by Goomba on holding this, but Bum, completely unsatisfied, is going to just roll right up into the main through the natural here, taking out that forge. I believe there was an upgrade that just barely didn't finish. Going to play a pretty huge role here. I believe it was +2? If not, if I'm not mistaken, Sauron, if you're watching the stream, please let me know, or if anyone else was. So that was definitely a heartbreaker. We've got the Templar Archives about to be in production. Bum making Infestor and Roach now. Probably going to be taking up some Broodlords here in the near future. I wouldn't be surprised to see this go ahead and start doing that. More Mutas going in, but it looks like they weren't able to do damage. Goomba this time prepared with those Stalkers, but he was able to kill 12 workers, so not a huge amount of workers killed. Nothing game-breaking yet, but Bum's macro still is leaps and bounds in the lead right now. 84 drones, actually a few too many drones at this point, I would say. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to start trying to creep out into the map. That is one thing that I do have to kind of detract Bum for, is that his creep threat is pretty poor. I don't actually see any what are they called? Creep tumors. I don't see any creep tumors, and he's got the energy for it. I feel like that's something that he needs to make a conscious decision of. Start making some creep tumors, man, just so you can have all of the speed that you need and all of that for your infestors and queens or what have you. Observer here in the middle of the map to catch most of that. Warp Prism on the field for Goomba could potentially do some good damage here if he gets away. We've actually got a Dark Shrine in production. Of course, when behind, what do you do when you Dark Shrine, ladies and gentlemen? Because they just get you back in the game. Kokodas, I believe they're both. Goomba, I want to say, is probably Platinum or Diamond. Bum, I believe, is Diamond or Master. I think Bum is a little bit better than Goomba, but Goomba definitely is making some good decisions. I wouldn't be surprised to see him take a game or two off of him if they were placing on like a best of 5 or something like that. But we are going to see this army engaging. Bum just kind of posturing up. He can't quite find the angle that he wants to attack it in. He's got all the infestors in the world, but Goomba's going to actually go ahead and try to come around the side, and it good force field is actually cutting about a third of that army up into the base. These Colossus very out in the open, but they're not getting focused down. Goomba with some really great force fields, cutting this army right in half. 2 Warp Prisms on the field. I don't know what they're going to do, but they definitely want to go do something. Colossus doing tons and tons of damage. Colossus were not focused in this engagement. However, Bum has still got all of these units in the main, or in the natural, and he will actually snipe the Dark Templar attack. He's going to snipe this Nexus. If Goomba doesn't do anything about it, he will lose his natural base, and that's such a huge deal. He needs to kill these roaches immediately. It's going to be close. It's going to be so close. Roach is still pegging away, trying to use it. He needs to blink. It's going to be... I think he's going to get it, and he'll get it with just 4 roaches remaining. Bum now set completely behind. Ling's running by to take all of these drones out and see if he can't snipe maybe another base. Ling's no way they can face his army, but they will try to kill as many SCVs and maybe kill it if they can. Bum's so good with the multitasking, so good with the multi-pronged aggression, taking Goomba out. That was quite a good engagement. I believe that Bum is definitely, he's behind in supply. He lost the majority of his army. Don't get me wrong there. I believe that he actually lost more. However, it doesn't matter because of the macro for Bum, because of the tech for Bum. Look at this. 20 Corruptors, 4 Broodlords. That means that he is about to probably make something like 15 Broodlords. I mean, look at the bank. He doesn't quite have the gas yet, but he's got 4 bases, no problem. Where Goomba only has 3, only 2 actually that are mining. This one doesn't even have any drones at it or probes at it. They're all mining long distance. Well, honestly, what Goomba needs to do right now is counterattack as hard as he can before these Broodlords can kick in. And honestly, I think his window of opportunity is quickly closing down. These Corruptors now on the field. Colossus will die almost immediately. Only Blink Stalkers, really. I believe he still has the Templar Archives. He did research Storm out of there, but I don't think there's any Templar on the field. And he had that Dark Shrine, but the Dark Shrine was sniped. Stargate now coming out because he knows he's about to have to transition into the Fleet Bacon and get that Mothership out, or he's going to be completely stuck. So I don't think he's going to push out. He's got these Warp Prisms that could do damage. It looks like this one actually is in transport, or is in energy mode, but he's not doing anything with him. He's got 3 Warp Prisms, and he's doing nothing. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to take a sip of water. I will say this. While incredibly behind, Goomba is not quite out of this game. If Bum makes a very, very poor engagement, look at this, he's going to throw all of these Lings away. He doesn't even care. He's just probably going to make those right on into Broodlords. So just throwing up that supply. I will say that if Goomba can get to a Mothership, and then use like he needs to have the most Gosu, most perfect Archon toilet that the world has ever seen. Okay, finally we've got some Warp Prism crash going on. Sorry guys. He's gonna just go ahead and target the hatchery. I don't know if that's the best play because there's no way that they're going to kill it. I think that the better play there would have been to just try to kill some of those drones, but I guess at this point, Bum not even too worried about it. Another big warp in here. Once again, just going straight for that hatchery. He is at 2-2, 3-3, about to finish any second now. He may actually be able to DPS down this hatchery, especially with the attack upgrade finishing. We'll keep an eye on these Zealots. I definitely think that he should have gone DT. I think he will just barely not make it. 157. Look at it. He needs to warp in, and he's... Wait. I missed it. Actually, some good strength fuses there. Gonna keep that hatchery alive. Are these Dark Templars? These are Dark Templars. So Dark Templars are gonna warp in. Probably gonna be able to snipe this. Warp Prism dies immediately. There is an Overseer around. He just needs to scoot it over. Just boom. Just scoot it. Just click it. Click it right here. And it's too little, too late. And that is going to be that for that base. Another couple of Dark Templars up here in the main. So Goomba, look at this. He was able to actually take that out. I believe Dakota saw it. The Hero Immortals ran in and just killed that off. So Goomba, like I said, is getting himself back into this game. A ton of Dark Templars here. I believe there's 5 Dark Templars. They will kill this hive incredibly quickly. There's no defense at this base. All Bum has now are Broodlords. He's got tons and tons of Broodlords, which are so slow they can't defend. Greater Spire actually going to be taken out as well. I think Bum's window that he had to be ahead is quickly diminishing. Goomba is clawing himself back in, win behind. What do, you Dark Shrine now? Bum lost his hive tech, lost both of his hatcheries. He's now on 1 base and is almost completely mined out. This base tonight, Goomba actually going to be mining on 2 bases. I believe at 2 bases he'll be 2 up to 1. So Goomba is going to be in a pretty solid spot. He needs a Mothership. He absolutely needs a Mothership because look at this army. Almost 16 Broodlords. I don't know where the Corruptors are. I think I just saw them. There's the Corruptors. 16 Corruptors, 15 Broodlords. All he has is Colossus. He's got some High Templar, which are pretty good, but he really needs to make those Archons, and he needs to go ahead and toilet it up. He just needs to flush these guys down the drain. Bum needs to also be careful because he's kind of just leaving these Broodlords rather exposed. There's actually an Observer here that's catching the majority of the action here. Another good run-by of Zealots. I believe they'll be able to kill this base off. The Broodlords are on the way over, but they're trying to position themselves right in he actually A-moved. He doesn't need to attack those zones. He just needs to attack that hatchery. I think he could have done it, but now it might be a little bit too late. Here come the Infestors. Or not the Infestors. Here come the Broodlords. So yeah, he would definitely lose all of those Zealots. Probably should have just target fired, but that's okay. This base now coming back up. This base finally mining again. Layer Tech trying to morph back into Hive, but he lost his Spire. He's making 2 Spires now. He lost his Greater Spire, so this is it. This is all that he gets for Broodlords for just a little while. And like I said, Goomba is just going to try to max on up. He's going to take another base. Not a bad play, so we're definitely going to be seeing a long macro game here. This game is not over by any means of the imagination. Like I said, I still feel like there's the Fleet Bacon finally coming up, and he really needs to try to work that mothership out, because once he's got that mothership, he can really take an engagement head on. I don't know if he could yet, because there's just so many Broodlords. And honestly, if Bum capitalizes on this and goes ahead and attacks right now, he may have a pretty serious advantage, because look how many Broodlings come out, and like these Colossus. Oh, once again, another Dark Templar drop, and he will get that base. This is one of Bum's few good mining bases, and will be taken out. So Goomba doing a great job of keeping Bum defensive and keeping him on the back foot. Here comes some Archons. We do have the Storm ready to go here. Corruptors going ahead and taking out that Warp Prism. So another good play. Once again, another couple of Dark Templars trying to take this base out. Completely keeping Bum. Bum is just kind of running all over the map right now with his head cut off. There's just not a lot he can do. Some Zealots coming in, and he's only got 2 Archons. I think Bum is fed up, and he's just going to go for it, guys. So he's just going to run right into this fourth. And honestly, I'm not 100% sure. The mothership is actually being made here. I don't know how I feel about that decision. It's nice to get it into the front line, but I don't think it's going to finish. He needs like 5 to 7 actually. Some storms coming down, doing some okay damage. I heard the feedback, but I don't know where that was on. It looks like down in Fester. And all of these, oh my gosh, he actually did an incredible amount of damage with those storms. It looks like he's going to just warp right underneath these Broodlords. Let's take a look at the Broodlord. He's got them all attacked. The Colossus not doing much now, but the Stalkers are dying. There's just too many Broodlords, and this will not finish. I believe this Nexus will be taken out before the Mothership finishes. He's trying to Chrono Boost it out, but he went ahead and canceled it. Going to go ahead and restart it. I would probably make it at the natural, but it looks like he's going to go ahead and make it at that third, which is the next in line to be attacked. So some pretty good attacks. Goomba making some more Broodlords. It'd be great if he could snipe these, and he will snipe 1, 2. How many more? There's 5 are in, and he will go ahead and cancel that. Good play there by being able to swing around that. He needs to keep that Broodlord count low until that mothership is done. Bum has 34 Overlords because that's how Bum rolls, man. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think he needs more Archons for sure, though. We'll see exactly what he does. He's been continuing to counterattack with these Dark Templars. I think a good play here would be to try to snipe this Hive Tech and Greater Spire Tech once again. But I'm not sure. It looks like it's pretty well defended. There's the Overseer. There's all the Spine Crawlers. So I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get that. Bum, though, is being kind of starved. He's back down to 1 base. He's been destroyed so many times. So Bum actually is in the opposite position that you see the majority of Zergs in the late game, where he's got all the gas and none of the minerals. It's kind of strange to see. We got a couple of Colossus up there, just trying to kite these guys out. Bum has actually got a few of these in a bad spot. He can blink under these and probably lose all of them and a little bit of focus fire. But Goomba, you don't need to engage here, man. Don't engage here. This is not where you want to engage. You're going to lose all of these Stalkers. Your mothership is almost done. Patience, patience. You need the mothership. You're losing your Archons. I don't know. That might be the nail in the coffin for Goomba. I'm not sure if that's just not the engagement he needed to take. 2 more Colossus on the field. He is going to get this mothership up. Is there? Yes, there is an Overseer out here. But the mothership, of course, won't have the energy. Smoke with a hearty roar. Not enough Corruptors. Not enough Colossus to really hold this off. 2 more over here, but they're going to get immediately focused by these Broodlords. And the Stalkers trying to do the damage, but there's only 16 of them. And we've got 16 Broodlords, and 16 and 16 won't add up. We've got the Zerglings in the back. We've actually got the Infestors as well. Goomba's supply is dropping rapidly. I think what he needed to do was just try to pull that army back, be patient, as much patient as he could, and now this mothership will not have the required amount of energy for that Vortex. I was unsure whether or not Goomba was able to get back into this game with the Dark Templars. If he had focus fired on the engagement in the 4th, I agree. I think he ended up damaging, like, look how many Broodlords are actually damaged but not actually dead. He definitely needed to focus fire those, so the Overseer here, seeing everything. Oh, that's just such a depressing scene to see. Ace, of course, is probably secretly cheering on this mothership, just not getting enough energy for the Vortex, but it's too late. Colossus doing the damage that they need, trying to focus down that 1 Broodlord. Of course, motherships barely do any damage at all. And it looks like we're just going to be wrapping this one up. Stalkers attempting to try to pick off another couple of Brood Lords, but there's just not enough. Just not enough left. Of course, now we see the bank for Bum. He's got all of the bases that he wants mining. There's the GG, well played, and he went ahead and popped right on out. And guys, it's 12:30. I've got a long, long day ahead of me tomorrow. So I think I'm done for the night. Once again, my inability to talk and type is detrimental. You can watch the VODs at twitch.tv/McDominate or YouTube. .com/user/McDominate. Bum with an I don't like getting supply blocked. And yeah, I do want to point that out. Ryan actually brings a good point with his Am I Right /penis. All my co-caster Mendo did today was play Portal 2. Literally the entire time I've been casting, he's been playing Portal 2. So next time you see him, give him a slap on the wrist and say, listen, you have stream viewers now. They want to see good games being cast, and they want to have fun. And you're just sticking around playing Portal? What are you doing with your life, man? But that will be that. And I'm going to go ahead and shut off the stream. Like I said, guys, be sure if you're new to the stream and you enjoyed it, first of all, I super appreciate everybody coming in tonight. I couldn't do any of this without you lovely stream viewers, and it's not like I'm doing anything, but I still like you guys coming out and having a good time. So I really appreciate you guys checking this out, and make sure that you follow if you like it and if you're having a good time. And I'll see you guys not tomorrow night because I will be out of town, but Saturday night and Sunday night I will be around. So feel free to follow and subscribe or whatever else you want to do, and I'll see you guys later.